Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I am your host, the Ranting Monkey, and I hope you're having a great day. I hope your Friday was good and that your Saturday is even better. Oh, yeah, guys, we got to talk about AOC again. Excuse me, I'm sorry. She's had a bad week, y'all. She's had a very bad week. Wow. I can't remember a politician having such a great culmination of absolute, what the hell did you just say? All at once. And it started with AOC's been having a whining fit because her and her squad, she's a leader of a squad, y'all. Who is it? Ilhan Omar, Talib Rashid, and Priestley. I forget her first name. There are all these freshmen AOC Congress ladies who got together. They're the squad, y'all. They're old as fuck. They're way too old to be using the phrasing like that for their real job. I'm not talking about what they do on Twitter. That's what they call themselves in their real job as United States representatives. Hi, Jack.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, I'm in a good mood. How you doing today?
I'm all right.
Excuse me. I keep having to mute myself to cough. I'm so sorry about that, guys. I'm doing my best. Here. The muffly monkey. What? Am I muffly to anyone?
Yeah, you sound a little like you're talking through a sock.
Oh, hang on.
So what's up, chat? How's it going? What are you wearing? Are you just sexy? Bet you are. I know I am. Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Hey, Jacob. Miss Monkey calling out names in the first 5 minutes. Yeah, I know. That was a popular thing. Oh, Serenity Star's wearing leather. Oh, I'm just wearing a sexy little number that I wear on special occasions.
Do I sound better?
Keep talking.
Do I sound any better? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound a lot better.
There we go. Sorry about that. That happens with the microphone sometimes. I should have checked it before I started. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, we're talking about AOC's bad week. Bad week. Because it's been awful. It has been awful. Thank you. And Nico, who says House Democrats sent out a tweet about AOC. Did they? Okay, so here's what happened. A week or two ago, the House voted in favor of a Senate bill to fund the border, basically, with like $4.5 billion for border funding, which was a lot of it was to take care of, all these damn people down at the border, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, AOC, she was not consulted apparently, and her squad, they didn't appreciate that they weren't, and nobody asked us our opinion. So she's been kind of a cunt on Twitter to Democrats.
Oh, it was just a matter of time. They always eat themselves. Did you get Nico's super chat there?
Yeah. House Democrats sent out a tweet about AOC.
Okay, just making sure.
Yep, I appreciate it. Both the donation and you making sure, because I do miss stuff from time to time. So Nancy Pelosi gets tired of this shit, right? And she's like, all right, all of you motherfuckers, the whole caucus, get your ass in this room. She brings them all in for a come to Jesus meeting.
Uh-oh.
And in there, she tells them, stop attacking each other on Twitter. Stop attacking each other, period. If you have a problem, bring it to me. I know, unreasonable, right?
Absolutely. What a monster.
Thank you, James Colley, who says, trust in ramen. Love ramen. Ramen understands. Ramen is love. Eat ramen, and good morning to one and all. Thank you so much, my friend. All hail ramen. I'm with you on that, man. I love me some ramen. So Nancy has this meeting, pulls them all in there, and then she goes to the press, Nancy herself. And I don't know if there was something else in between there. I haven't been able to find anything. But this article comes out where Nancy is asked about the squad And Nancy basically says, look, fuck them bitches. There's only 4 of them. There's only 4 of them. That doesn't mean anything. Yes, they have a ton of follows, but there's only 4 votes in the House when you count the squad altogether, which means nothing. They literally have no power in Congress.
Well, I think that's a problem with some younger people is they think that social media presence actually translates to real life all the time.
Well, AOC did not like that.
Well, of course she did.
She did not. And what did she say? It's not validation. I forget the word she used, but basically, those people they tell us what to think or some shit like that. I forget the exact wording. Y'all can look it up. It's not important.
They're invalidating a woman of color.
Here's the best part, and here's where AOC's week starts to go bad. She goes to the press and tells them that it's weird that Nancy Pelosi singles out women of color. She thinks it's peculiar. She doesn't come out and just call her a racist, but she calls her a racist.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you so much, Prospero, for dropping the link there. Yes, I appreciate that. That's how you guys can make sure I can eat ramen. So yeah, she comes out and basically calls Nancy Pelosi a fucking racist. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe she did that. She played the race card against her own side, which several Democrats went, what did she just do? Including Representative Clay from Missouri, who actually came out and goes, I can't believe she played the race card. Now, at that point, I was like, you can't believe she played the race card?
Yeah, no shit. Let me grab a Streamlabs here real quick. Thank you, Prospero. You provide great monkey cover. I try.
He does indeed. He's great at it. And thank you for stepping in there. Yeah. I had to unplug and replug in my mic, and I forgot when you do that, you actually have to close the Hangout and come back for your mic to work again. Oops.
Oh, stupid Chrome. Such garbage.
Yeah. Anyhow, so not only did Representative Clay come out himself and do this quite publicly, like, bitch, don't play the race card against Nancy. We're on her side. And he even goes, she was right. There's 240 votes. You have 4. Stop it. Well, then some anonymous sources came out. Uh-oh. This is a warning. AOC, this is a warning. You need to pay attention. This is politics here, sweetheart. I realize that you got your squad and the Justice Democrats have their hand far up your ass making your mouth move. But this is a warning that's coming. This is entirely a source. House Democrats and their aides are quickly losing patience with Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez over her office's nonstop sparring with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and other long-serving members, suggesting the speaker's dismissive comments towards her may represent the view of a growing section of the caucus. She's a complete fraud, one senior Democratic source told Fox on Friday.
Well, a fraud would have to present themselves as something that they aren't. And she's presenting herself as an idiot. So,
well, that's true indeed. Over on the Streamlabs, thank you so much, Prospero. That is very generous of you. It says, I didn't forget the monkey squad. Lunchables and ramen. She actually spelled it that way. Squad. That's awesome. So yeah, where we at? The last straw for some was the lawmakers' claim that Pelosi was uniquely disrespectful to minority congresswomen. One senior lawmaker who is black scorched Ocasio-Cortez on Thursday for allegedly using the race card against the speaker, calling her comments so inappropriate. That was Mr. Clay, I believe. Nico, thank you. House Democrats and Sycat, God, I can never say his name right, Chakrabarty, we're going at it during your Lords of the Night episode, and it was what the hell is going on moment. Oh, Sycat was going at it with them? For those of you who don't know, Sycat is her chief of staff, and he ran her campaign for her.
The one
She's
that's accused of the money
yes,
shifting? Okay.
he's the one that has had some very interesting. How do we say this without being alleged campaign finance violations? He's also the one who had his own while he was her campaign director. Had his own business, which hired AOC's boyfriend for a $6,000 a month
Like consulting thing, wasn't
consulting.
it?
Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Consulting job. And John says to check your Streamlabs, Jack.
Oh.
I want to get into the rest of this. This is more from. Oh, go ahead and get your Streamlabs first.
Thank you, John Migda. One bad comic review. Appreciate it, man. Helps a lot.
Going back to this, the source said Ocasio-Cortez, who won her seat after his stunning primary victory over longtime House Democrat caucus chairman Joe Crowley, has no power despite her immense Twitter following and unique ability at times to command the news cycle. Excuse me. So sorry, guys. Quote, she is a nobody. She's a freshman member of Congress with no power. She's not worth the speaker's brain power.
Wow.
The source said, accusing her of starting needless distractions from serious issues and skipping meetings and conference calls in favor of media interview, tweets, and, quote, glamour. Ouch.
She's a wizard?
I'm not sure.
That's where the word glamour comes from. It's a hypnotizing spell.
Quote, in this building, it's about how many others you can bring along to your side. She maybe has 2 members, sometimes 4, the source added. Now,
wow.
Miss Cortez, I know we haven't always gotten along, but I'm being serious here. I'm offering you some advice. This is a warning shot across the bow. This is they're tired of your shit. They're leaking this to Fox fucking News.
Yeah, because they know Fox will run with the story for a week.
Yes, they do. And we'll just keep pushing it, especially with the other shit that you had happen today.
Yeah, you get guys like Hannity that'll run this into the ground for like 6 months.
Yep.
I mean, she's thinking they're going to be kind of like Saved by the Bell rivals. Yes. And Nancy Pelosi is playing Mean Girls rivals.
Well, she thinks she's the new kid on the block that's going to knock off the old guard.
Yeah. That's not how it works.
That ain't how it works. Nico says, I sent you a tweet about the House Democrats. LOL. Thank you. I'll check it out. And thank you for the donation. I will get over to that.
Yeah, this is big boy world. She doesn't seem to understand that the Speaker of the House is the last person you want to criticize if they're on your team. They control all the House assignments, all the committees, your ability to advance in anything over there, and probably all the shady dealings you'll be doing to make all your millions.
James says, incoming message for you, Jack. I'm assuming over on Streamlabs.
Oh.
Check that out. Cortez just earlier this week complained, saying that she thought Nancy was giving her busy work by putting her on committees and subcommittees. Go ahead.
Thank you, Peter. I got nothing. And thank you, James Colley. Nancy Pelosi, where did you learn this behavior of, quote, using identity politics, end quote, to get your way? AOC, I learned it from watching you, Mom. That's awesome.
I knew where that was going. Yeah, look, what Representative Clay meant when he said, I can't believe she did this, it's not that he can't believe she used the race card. It's that he can't believe she used the race card against a Democrat, against specifically Nancy Pelosi, because, well, that wasn't very smart. You think the House is going to come to your side and go, yeah, Nancy Pelosi, the woman they just voted in as speaker, is racist. What is wrong with you? Anyhow, so this is a warning shot, sweetheart. And with the other mistakes you made this week, you might want to just shut the fuck up for a while. Just shut the fuck up. Because what the hell's his name? Homan?
Homan.
He was a former acting ICE director.
I assume he was named by orcs.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. I've
Yeah,
been saving that one all day.
he's the ex-ICE chief. He was the chief of ICE. He was up testifying on the Hill today.
Oh, that was fucking amazing.
Oh, I didn't even see it until midway through the show. The guys had told me about it, and they're like, "You've got to see this." I'm like, "Okay." And it just happened to come up on Twitter right around the time somebody said it. And I'm going to throw it into chat for those of you who haven't seen it yet, because it's beautiful.
I have to admit, I got kind of hard on that one.
I know, man. Oh, she tried to do what she does all the time. She comes into some of these meetings very well prepared, with just gotcha moments to set up whoever she's talking to and get her headline of the day. Her headline of the day. And she tried to do that here. And she's accusing him of being the one who wrote the memo suggesting child separation at the border. He's like, I didn't. She goes, you signed this, right? He goes, yeah, I signed it. She goes, so you wrote this? He goes, I didn't write it, but I signed it. And
they're called secretaries, honey.
And they have this back and forth. Like, look, I made several recommendations to secure the border. And they eventually, he goes, look, when it comes down to it, when I was a police officer, if I arrested, this is the exact example he used, if I arrested somebody for domestic violence, I separated that man from his children. And she for a second, and she comes back with all due respect, sir. And she does it in her fucking condescending Sandy voice. With all due respect, sir. Asylum seekers, I forget what she calls them. Asylees? Is that what it is?
Something like that.
Asylees aren't convicted or aren't charged with breaking the law. He goes, she goes, asylees, they're not charged with breaking the law. It's not illegal to seek asylum. He goes, then they need to come through port of entry.
Yeah, because otherwise it is illegal, because you're just wandering over the border.
It's absolutely illegal. Peter says, I sent you a $10 Streamlabs on MITAM yesterday. Did I get it? Yes, I did. And I actually mentioned that on the show. I did get it and mention it. Thank you so much, sir. But yeah, he puts her in her place with an argument many of us have been making for more than a year when we have to hear this stupid shit. They're breaking the law. They're coming over. The ones who are being separated are the ones breaking the fucking law. The same as it happens anytime a parent in the United States breaks a law and goes to jail for it. When they're arrested for it, they don't. Oh, God. You're actually talking about treating these people better than you treat Americans.
Yeah, I think they actually hate Americans that much. I'm starting to really believe the Democrats actually hate this country, because of the ways that when you see people like AOC talk, that's how it sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And they continue to berate everything that we do, say that we're an evil place, a terrible place, and they have no problem shitting all over Americans. So what would make me think otherwise?
Dangerous Spaces says asylees, an actual word. I'm willing to believe it's an actual word. I've never heard it. And I feel like somebody fed that to her, like, you have to call it this. So she sounded smart. But the way she said it, it just came out sounding like, what'd she say? But yeah, we have a process. You have to go through a port of entry to claim asylum. Just running across the border is illegal. I don't know why we have to keep telling them this.
Because they hate our country and they want it to be destroyed from within.
Connor, thank you so much. When I was a child, one of my favorite children's shows was Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. What surprises me is that the series has been on television for 35 years. Would any of you believe that? Yeah, that seems long to me. I didn't realize it came out when I was 9. No, how old would I have been? Yeah, about 9. But yeah, all those children's shows, man. Figure out how long Mr. Rogers was on.
Yeah, Sesame Street.
Or how long ago one of your favorite shows ended. It's like, oh my God. Breaking Bad. You know how long it's been off the air already?
It's been 6 or 7 years, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, these things, time flies, man. Time flies.
Yeah, especially as you get older, it just sneaks up on you.
So AOC found out the Democrats are not going to be on her side over Pelosi. That calling Pelosi a racist was really fucking stupid. That she doesn't know anything about how the border works and should probably be careful when she's arguing with somebody who does. And then she had another moment, Jack.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. She testified in front of Congress today.
Oh, what?
Yes, she testified in front of Congress today in front of Elijah Cummings' committee, whatever. I don't know what committee it was. But
Committee to waste money, probably.
he she was testifying about what she saw down at the border, right? And
oh, but that was a treat.
Well, the beauty part of it is, you know, she's at the table getting ready to testify, and he goes, okay, I recognize however he introduces her, and she goes, I want to be sworn in. He went, what? I want to be sworn in. He goes, you want to be sworn in? He goes, okay. He goes, normally we don't make members of Congress get sworn in, but all right. And it's just, it was you just could see, oh my God, this is her wanting that picture of her standing up swearing in so that they could put that on the front page. AOC testifies about what she saw. And instead Cummings made it like, is this bitch retarded?
Why you gotta make it weird, Alexandria?
Oh, it gets better though. It gets better through her testimony, right? It's what you might expect. But she's coming to the end, right? And she's getting to this part where she's getting very passionate about how all of this stuff is happening. She actually says this. And there were flags on the wall, American flags. This is happening under our flag. And she is trying so hard to cry.
Yeah.
And tears won't come. And her voice won't even break. And then, right as she's getting to the height of her passion, over in the side, somebody like passes out. So it all has to stop for a minute. Disturbing Zen, thank you so much. Am I the only one that misses Bob Ross and is turning F up into the plan? Oh, look, I used the wrong color. Fuck it. Now it's a bird. It's a bird now. And you totally see, yeah, it's a bird. No, I never watched Bob Ross until like 6 or 7 months ago. I finally just sat down and watched a ton of it.
And then you fell asleep.
Oh my God, it is so weirdly addicting.
It is, but it's also super boring. So you end up kind of half awake in this weird trance-like state. That dude was a wizard.
I wish I did marijuana, man, because that would have been perfect for it. Just light up and watch. Yeah, happy little accidents. That's right, Judge. That's what he called them. Happy little accidents. So AOC at the height, she's trying so hard to get tears, man. She's trying. And somebody passes out over on the side. And there's this great moment where C-SPAN has the cameras going and they're pointed at where the person fell down. You don't see him, but you see like cops come up and there's a whole bunch of people around her. But then they quickly flash back over to AOC. While everybody else is paying attention to what's happening to this poor girl who passed out, she's turned talking to her squad, trying to get shit together. Like, oh, you dirty bitch. And then they quickly get it back off of her. But then they come back to her and he's like, you know what? I know you were interrupted. I'll give you a couple more minutes. And she doesn't even try to get back into her, but the flag bullshit. It was just so bad. Such a, even the gods don't want you to have a moment in the sun, you stupid wench.
Now, see, I would like to make a pro tip for the crowd. Audience, if you are in a situation like this where you're sitting in the observer boxes or seats and you're watching this sort of thing, if you are going to have to suppress your laughter, just leave, because otherwise you will pass out. That's probably what happened to this poor woman. She was like, that bitch is trying to cry, ha ha ha. But she tried to fight it back. And that's what happens, because nature doesn't like it when you hold back giggles.
Yeah, it was Elijah Cummings. He did come on and say, look, one of the members there is a doctor. He said he went and checked her out. She'll be okay. He made a joke. It's good to have a doctor in the house. Like, well done. But then he's like, yeah, go ahead. And it just ruined her flow, man. He he cock blocked her crying. It was great.
Do you think there's a chance that she's? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna laugh.
No. Do you think there's a chance that she'll quit before her term is up?
I think if things keep going the way they are right now, yes. I think more likely somebody in the Justice Democrats is going to go, okay, we fucked up bad this week. Let's shut the hell up for a while. Because they've done that with her before.
Yeah.
They took her out of the public limelight for like a month when she was going to visit her abuela. Like what? They didn't let you take a phone on the plane? We know how you like your fucking tweeting. Bullshit. They took that shit away from you. They told you to shut the fuck up. I think that's much more likely. If she keeps up on this, she's going to lose all her friends. Because as much as the squad likes her and they like being in the limelight, I mentioned this yesterday. They're already starting to be like the Bengals, man. Remember the Bengals?
Oh,
Walk like an Egyptian. Oh man, Susanna Hoffs.
That thigh gap.
And they broke up because they got jealous of how much attention she was getting.
Yeah.
And AOC is basically the squad's spokeswoman, and she's a moron, and she keeps making him look bad. So I've enjoyed the last couple of days because she's had a bad week, y'all. This is politically short of getting caught with a live boy or a dead girl. This is do you remember that old saying?
Yeah. I haven't heard that in ages.
I don't know why that jumped back into my mind. Yeah, this is about as bad as it can get, unless there's something like a real scandal comes out. Politically, this was just a bad week for her.
Well, and she's getting sued on top of that.
Yeah, Joey Salads, I believe, is the one who's doing it. Everybody kept telling me Joey Salads, but
there's two different guys. That's there's somebody that she blocked a while ago, some commentator, and Joey Salads is the other one. He hasn't filed yet. The other guy did.
Yeah, and she's going to lose that based on what's going on already. For those of you who don't know, this is about the Trump getting sued block. Trump got sued because he was blocking people on Twitter, and they were like, no, we have a right to see what he says. And they went to court, and the judge said, yes, they have a right. And that was just upheld by the appellate court. I haven't seen, but I'm pretty sure that the White House will appeal that to the Supreme Court. We've already seen another person. There was a mayor of some town who had blocked like some of the city council members.
Nice.
And they sued, and the judge said, no, it's an open forum. So she had to unblock them. Yeah, she'll probably lose this suit. If not, if she does win it, then it'll definitely go to the Supreme Court because they're going to have to fix the problem there. You can't have the two different things going on. But the better thing, I don't care about them suing her. Somebody needs to sue Twitter.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it. It's just common sense because the people that have been booted off now have no access to public officials.
Yep, exactly. And the very thing that covers the platform that covers Twitter in this, that same law actually should have covered Trump.
Yeah.
Because it says the platform and users, regardless of whether it's constitutional or not, which is a weird fucking thing for them to put into law. But what they were saying there is that, the platform is not held to the First Amendment standard, which is fine. But a judge has decided it kind of is. So
I don't think when they wrote the law, they expected it to be used in this way.
Neither do I. But it's a good thing because that needs checked out. Good morning, Nuts. How are you, sweetheart? It's always nice to see her face.
Morning, Nights.
It's always weird to me when somebody calls her Nights. I think I've only ever called her that once, and it was on accident. I called her Nuts accidentally for a long, long time, and then since then it's been, she's just Stargazer Nuts. But we love our nuts. So I don't want to harp on that. We've been on Cortez for a while, but fuck her, man. Look, seriously, Miss Cortez, pay attention to that reaction from your calling Pelosi racist, because they are tired of your shit, and they absolutely, this was a warning. That is a warning right there.
Well, I mean, realistically, she'll probably get primaried, or they'll just delete her district when her term is up. And if she's smart, she'll just quit after her first term, write a book, and do some speeches, and live off of that for a while.
Go work for MSNBC.
Yeah, be a commentator or a consultant or whatever they're calling them now.
Real quick, Weibo says, Monkey, I need attention, please. Hi, sweetheart. How are you? I hope you're well. I hope you're having fun down there. Don't drink too much. I know who you're hanging out with. You cannot hang with those guys. Be careful. I love them, and I will beat both their asses if they don't take care of you. And cripple, I'll do it. John says, give Weibo attention. I did, but thank you so much for the donation. Yeah, that was a warning shot, and you'd be very, very smart to take it. Because, yeah, what they'll do, they'll just bury her, man. They'll bury her. I cannot believe, and I'm sorry to say this, and I'm not meaning to cast aspersions at bartenders. Excuse me, but this is a grown-ass woman who uses the word squad in Congress. And you're telling me there's no stories about her hoeing at her bartending job?
Oh, they're sitting on that. That's going to be one of those late, grenades if they need it. They're saving it for a surprise.
I had an adios motherfucker today.
Well, if she's ever in Ohio looking for some strange, I'd be happy to help her make a sex tape. That's all I'm saying.
Well, there you go. There you go. Are you talking about Weibo or?
I was talking about AOC, but if Weibo's really hard up, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't think she's that desperate. She's not really my type either.
She's much cuter than AOC, though.
Yeah, but I'm not real into boobs. Sorry, weebs.
Oh, right. You're an ass man like me.
Yeah, and
that's all right. I get you. Yeah, when I read that one about the anonymous source, that's one where I was like, oh, they ain't fucking around no more. That is we are done with your ass. And the funny part is this dumb bitch had the nerve to go out and say that about Pelosi after she brought them into the Come to Jesus meeting.
Yeah, I don't think she understands how it works.
She's like, I'll have to put up with your ass. Wow, Jack, you don't just whatever this, bruh, says Weibo.
I do what I want.
Now she's begging for your ding dong.
Yeah, whatever.
That's what the girls like, man.
It's the most flattering that it's been in a while. So
what a girl wants, what a girl needs is some Jack between her knees. Oh wow, speaking of between the knees. We got some shots over on the MITAM already. Now, they're probably a little thick for you, Jack, but
they usually are.
No. Usually we get a ton of Asians.
I love the Asian ones.
Who did that? Evil one? Oh, God. I told you guys I love the memes, and here.
That's disturbing.
It fits too well. Oh, God. Well played. I don't know who made that. If it was you, well done. If it wasn't, oh, my. And right below that, there's somebody with a thigh gap you will appreciate, my friend.
Ooh.
Damn. Lots of blondes today. Lots of blondes.
I'll have to go over the hashtag.
Wow. Sorry, guys. I'm why are there dolls on here? Ramen, go sit in the corner. You know what you did. Fuck. Oh yeah, we read this story earlier, and I want to get your thoughts on it, Jack, because this was kind of weird. This is a weird one. Oh, and Weibo says, "Take it how you will." That's what she said. Oh, and Blonde's here. Hi, and there's all time. We always have the greatest people show up here.
Well, yeah, that's because they're awesome.
And don't forget, you lurkers out there, and I know you're there because there's not enough of you in chat to not have lurkers. Say hi. If you're a lurker, go into chat right now. Say monkey has a big ding dong. That's how I know that you're listening. Oklahoma man arrested in stolen car with snake, uranium, gun, and whiskey.
That's a spicy Florida man weekend, is what that is.
An Oklahoma man was arrested last month after police say a routine traffic stop turned up a gun, a rattlesnake, an open bottle of whiskey, and a rod of radioactive uranium. Stephen Jennings was charged with possession of a stolen vehicle, transporting an open container of liquor, and driving with a suspended license after police initially pulled him over on June 26th for having expired tags. You stole a car with expired tags.
That's just a bad move.
He's a smart one.
Smart. Well, I guess if you're stealing the car, you don't really pay that close of attention. You're too busy trying to do that. I'm more interested in where he got the uranium.
I know, right? Oh, and look at this. There's tons of people saying hi. Hi, guys. It's always nice to see the lurkers. It really is. Love you guys. What? Affable Sage, that is not nice at all. It says monkey is a boomer who loses fights against stairs. No. I'm a Gen Xer who loses fights against stairs. Thank you very much.
Did you happen to scroll down far enough to see what Froggy put in the chat, the meme?
Ooh.
I'm not describing it on air. It was about 19 hours ago. If you want to share it, I'm not. We don't make those kind of jokes when you're on someone else's channel. But so,
hang on, I'm going down. Froggy, what'd you did? I saw Froggy. I mean, we were doing this yesterday, so that's about the time we were on. Oh no, I didn't see this. Oh my god.
Right?
Oh my god. Okay.
Crazy shit that ends up in the hashtags. You guys are hilarious.
There you go, guys. I'm not reading it, but I will put it on the screen. Because that is funny. Jordan, thank you so much. Who says, hi, monkey butt. Hello. How are you? Hope you're well.
Dangerous Spaces, yes. The tags are the registration. There's little stickers that go on the back of the license plate, and you have to renew them every year. Those are the tags.
Next 6 minutes. Thank you. I'll have a few adios motherfuckers with you, bro. When I drink, I tend to have a couple of things. I start my night with a shot of tequila, and then I'll either drink margaritas or usually a Jack and Coke. That's my drinking. And one day, I want to have a monkey con, man. I think a monkey con would be great. It'd only be like 3 people who actually showed up, but I think it'd be fun.
Oh, it'd be a good time, yeah.
Because nobody's coming to Michigan, and I can't go anywhere else. So,
well, let's face it, Michigan kind of blows.
It does,
especially in the winter.
Let's see. Backup was called, and the firearm was reportedly located in the glove compartment. Police said they also found an open bottle of whiskey between the driver and passenger seats, but noted not much was missing from the container. Well, good for them. They didn't drink much.
He probably stole some drunk's car while the guy was out peeing.
Gibbs said police then ran the name of the passenger in the vehicle, later identified as Rachel Riviera, and found she was a convicted felon. She was also arrested and charged with possession of a firearm after a felony conviction because the gun was within arm reach. After making the arrest, police began process of impounding the SUV when they noticed a terrarium in the back seat. Further inspection revealed that Jennings was in possession of a timber rattlesnake that was directly next to powdered uranium.
Jesus Christ. Like, was he just like stealing everything that wasn't nailed down? Like, oh, hey, in this parking lot at the nuclear facility, it's like a one-stop shop.
Sarah says, don't you mean... Sarah says, don't you mean 5? Circus and I would come. We live in the same state. I was counting you two. Anyway, Gibbs said that the man joked with the arresting officers he was planning to build a super snake before explaining that he scraps metal for a living and got the uranium from a rod taken out of an instrument meant to detect radiation. Dude, you were traveling around with a gun, alcohol, uranium, and a snake. Plead insanity. Who's going to doubt it? Powdered uranium, so green cocaine.
Yeah, I wonder if that dude snorted any of that. If he gets like brain
Oof.
cancer, because I mean that gets in your mucous membranes, you're gonna die.
I feel like he was trying to. He actually was going to try to make the snake a super snake.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I mean, he doesn't sound like a scientist, so I don't think he would succeed. But it would make a really good movie.
I think he just seen Spider-Man, and he was going to get the snake radioactive and have it bite him so he could turn into Snake Man.
Yeah, he sounds pretty dumb. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
radioactive isn't a rattlesnake venomous?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So he would just be poisoned and radioactive at the same time. So a little radiation sickness mixed with 15 minutes to live. So good job.
What is this? This comes from Becca. Breaking news: Buckingham Palace released a statement on Prince Andrew's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, because apparently Prince Andrew spent a lot of time with Jeffrey. A spokesman for Buckingham Palace today insisted that the prince, who had previously holidayed with Epstein in Thailand,
Nice.
and invited him for stays at the Windsor Castle in the Queen's country residence, Sandringham, I don't know what the fuck that is, had not seen the pedophile since that photo was taken. Fuck. That's a weird way to put it. We haven't seen that pedophile in a long time. A spokesman for Buckingham Palace today told DailyMail.com, the Duke of York has not visited any home of Mr. Epstein or met with him since December 2010, when the photograph in Central Park was taken. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but the charges that we know of are from 2000, I think it's 2003 to 2008.
Something like that.
So I haven't hung out with him since 2 years after the charges stopped is not really the best defense there.
Yeah. I don't think they realized that.
Neither is going to Thailand with a pedophile.
That's really not a good look.
It's really not. Oh. Okay, Ramen, you made up for yourself with that. Who is that? I don't know. She looks good, man.
Let me grab a super chat while you're touching yourself over there. Thank you, Disturbing Zen. I had a dream that you narrated a Spider-Man comic. It was fairly epic. Awesome. Thank you.
Cool.
Well, I'm glad people have dreams where I read things. Because I read a lot of comics and it's very tiresome sometimes. Thank you, James Colley. If that fucker gets superpowers, I'm going to be pissed, right? Dude, I would be pissed too. Thank you very much, both you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, who knew that shit worked, right?
It won't. That's the problem. He'll just die.
No, man, I'm telling you, he's going to be Snake Man.
You know, to be fair, it would be somebody like that ends up getting superpowers.
Yeah.
And now I want to read some Spider-Man comics because of the Disturbing Zen.
Like Cletus Cassidy.
Yeah, well, it'd be more like the Rhino because he was a little mentally slow, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, I should have showed the picture. The guy, he could play Cletus probably better than Woody. I can't believe Woody Harrelson's going to be him.
That was a weird choice.
He doesn't have the body type for it.
No, he doesn't.
And granted, it's all going to be CGI, so it won't matter anyway. We won't be able to tell what the hell. You saw Venom, right?
Yeah, what I remember of it, I fell asleep during it, not going to lie.
The end fight when the two symbiotes are fighting, you can't tell who's who.
Yeah. Yeah, they actually tried to change the colors so that you could tell, but it didn't really work.
No, because what you have to do is slow it down and actually kind of record it. And instead, they went with the Michael Bay action scenes.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
It doesn't. That's why I hated Transformers. Because when it came time for the robots to fight each other, it's like, oh, look, there's colors flashing on the screen.
Yeah, they do that to cut corners, I think.
Yeah. Because they had to, because if they slow it down, and actually they made a mistake there, because I explained this to my friend. Because he asked me, he's like, How come some CGI looks like such crap, but then I can watch something like Transformers and it looks so good? Because I know those aren't real robots. I know those are put in there. Like, there's a reason for that. Because your brain doesn't know what a giant robot like that should look like. It's willing to, it looks close enough that your brain is willing to go, yeah, that's what it should look like. Now, if you try to CGI in a dog and you see the dog running, you're going to notice it looks fake because you've seen a dog run before.
Yeah,
You've never seen a giant robot run across a canal before.
I read a interesting study about how your brain interprets that. So if you watch multiple viewings of the same movie, you pick up on the CGI faster each time
Mm-hmm.
because your brain starts figuring out how it doesn't fit, even if it's like almost entirely animated. Your brain recognizes that it's fake more and more each time you see it.
Yep. That's why I can't. I tried. I tried to go back and watch Independence Day. Oh God, it is so bad. It is so bad. The CGI in that movie sucks ass. I do not remember it sucking ass like that. When it first came out, I was like, "This is awesome."
Yeah, but then they try and cut corners on money, and your brain recognizes it so much more. Rewatch Avatar like 2 more times, you'll be like, nah, it's still better than most, but you'll be
Dangerous Spaces says, I haven't seen Venom. Is the problem that the camera work looks like it was shot by Michael J. Fox? The fight scenes, yes. The rest of it is that this is not the story of Eddie Brock. They made Eddie Brock a sympathetic character, which he's just not. And they made Venom himself, the symbiote, a pussy.
Yeah, I thought there were a lot of problems with the script.
I think for me, that was the biggest thing. Well, they kind of tried to turn it into Transformers too.
Yeah.
He's a pussy alien hiding here.
Like, this was kind of a Hail Mary for them because they really needed a successful Marvel franchise.
They still could have done it better though.
Well, they could have, but that's not how committees work. And Sony is notorious for having committees run their movies.
And they like forced Lady Venom in there for half a second.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the villain in this one? Riot, thank you. Who, by the way, in the comic books comes along much later and is Venom's offspring. Polly, good morning, sir.
Morning.
We start talking about comic books and you show up.
Yeah, I know. I saw a big otter symbol in the air and I knew I was being summoned.
The otter symbol. We need one of those now, Far. Yeah, you should put that instead of the bat symbol in your background.
Right?
Yeah, we were just talking about how and why Venom sucked.
The film or the character?
The film. I love the character, man. He's still one of my favorites. Remember, I stopped reading during the Clone Saga, so I've read very little since, mostly, like the symbiotes breaking off and everything. But the movie was just so bad. And I argued before they released it, when they first announced it, their best idea would have been to just not do a origin story at all.
Yes.
Just jump in the middle of it.
Yeah. You'd be amazed how much you can accomplish. And I feel like a condescending prick telling this to professional filmmakers, but it's not my fault. They're the ones who are the professionals and should know better. Start the story in the middle. And if you feel the need to inform the audience as to the origin, hey, that's what flashbacks are for. Short montage flashbacks. Do you know what I mean here? I just, yeah.
Recognize that you don't always have to do that. You don't always need an origin for your characters. A lot of these characters are well known enough that you don't need to do that. Spider-Man is probably the greatest example. Spider-Man and Batman, both of them together. We all know how his uncle and Batman's parents died. We all know it. We don't have to see it every time. We know that's what led them to where they are. You don't have to show us that every time. You really don't. And Far From Home did a good job with it, mostly avoiding that. And I wish the comic book character. You're right. They're professionals and all that. Blah blah blah. But a lot of the problem is they're professional Hollywood writers, and they're having trouble understanding that the comic books work because the stories are already good enough.
Yeah.
Homecoming, whatever. I don't remember what it was, Ramen. Whatever the crappy one is that I watched, that the only thing good about it was Michael Keaton. And oh look, somebody else figured out who Spider-Man is. Why the fuck does he even wear a costume?
And Laura Harrier. It was great because of Laura Harrier.
Shut up. I'm not going in the tower because slaves built part of it.
No. That was Zendaya Coleman.
Isn't that the same character though?
No.
Oh, I thought it was the same bitch.
God, no. You
Look,
think I spent all this time talking about the woman who was the angry SJW in the film?
yeah.
No, I'm talking about the girl who, Liz Allen, that was the character's name, who turned out to be Michael Keaton's daughter when he went to pick her up for the prom.
Oh, okay, her. Yeah, you look. I know who you're talking about now. All right.
Okay.
But yeah, they all run together to me. I don't care. That movie sucked. But yeah, Venom really sucked, and that's the problem. There's so many characters that could just make the damn movie. Just make the fucking movie.
If you think about the movies that are great that had no origin story in them, they tell you just enough through dialogue to fill you in on everything you need to know. Like Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah. It doesn't tell you Indy was born in a hospital in Indiana, where he it starts in the middle of the story. He's already on the go. He's a professor moving on, and then people will say little lines like, "You're a grave robber, aren't you?" No, I'm an archaeologist. And that gives you enough information to know he's sort of working on the edges. You know what I mean? Like it
or you tell it through the story. You find out that he knew Marion because of Professor what's his name? The one that
Ravenloft.
Ravenloft.
How in the fuck did I remember that?
Isn't it Ravenhurst?
Yeah, Ravenloft is a place in D&D.
It is, but it's Raven something. I know it totally is a place in a setting in D&D, but like, hold on, let's look into this.
You do know that Indiana was the dog's name.
Yes,
we find that out in 3 though. We didn't have to be told that in my favorite example of all. Good night, Prospero. Have a good one, sweetheart.
Thanks night, Prospero.
My favorite example of where you don't have to have an origin story, Star Wars.
It's Ravenwood.
Ravenwood. There you go.
Yeah, I haven't even finished typing it in, and I bet you it's Ravenwood. Just kind of saying it.
Yeah, it's in chat already.
Yeah, Abner Ravenwood.
There you go. But no, Star Wars is the best example of this. If you watch the original movie, there's no real background on any of them. None of them. We get a little tiny hint of Luke's history, but that's it.
So I'm saying, what the discussion between Uncle Ben and Luke at their dinner table is more than enough. It's like, died around the same time as your father. He knew my father? Okay, right away. You give me a little background. Luke's very interested in his father, and his father's gone. 2 lines of dialogue. This is called good writing.
Yeah. General Kenobi. Yeah, he was obviously a general. He fought in the Clone Wars. We learned those little details. We don't know his connection to Vader. We don't know Vader's true origin. We just know he's a bad guy.
And it was a great movie. People fucking loved it.
Yep.
To this day, that is people love that fucking movie. You know why? Because they didn't sit there and have to tell me all about. I didn't have to watch fucking Phantom Menace first. That would have ruined the whole franchise if that came first. But yeah, you don't have to do that. You don't have to tell us the fucking origin story every goddamn time.
I'm so sick of origin movies. I really am. Occasionally, for some like super obscure character, fine. Oh, thank you, James Colley. Hi, Polly.
Jim Beam says, wasn't it Uncle Owen? Yes, it was.
And Aunt Beru.
He confused Uncle Owen with Ben Kenobi. It's okay.
What?
When Polly said it, he said when he sat down with Uncle Ben.
Yeah, well, I was referencing.
You did.
Yeah. I was referencing the Clone Wars. I didn't know if you were talking to me or not.
Oh, no.
Well, we were talking about Spider-Man. I got confused. Uncle Ben. Whatever. Leave me alone.
No, they were eating Uncle Ben's rice.
That's what that green shit was in the mug.
You know, I noticed that when I came in, I said hello to Chad. I had a whole bunch of people, Stargazer, some other people, like, I went and watched Ghost Poo for you, and guess what? You didn't show up.
You didn't show up?
That's right. I didn't show up.
Why didn't you show up for Ghost Poo?
You know,
some of us have never been invited.
Well, I felt bad, and I DM'd both Sinatra and Bear about it. I got stuck at campus longer than I thought. I got pulled into a meeting because I wanted to try and finagle another research contract out of it, and I don't know if I got it, but good chance I did.
Cool.
And nice. So yeah, anyway, it ended up I had to sit through the whole fucking hour and a half meeting to talk to one of the people that was there to well, you know, if there's a research contract going on, I happen to have some experience in this area, and you know that, and
I like money.
Yeah, and that whole thing about liking food and shelter.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. No, don't feel too bad. I've actually slept through Ghost Poo when I told him I'd be on before.
Really? Did Sinatra tell you that you were dead to him?
No, I think it was on Bears Night.
That's what he told me.
I have had to tell him at the last minute that I couldn't make it, you know, when I've had a bad day or something like that. But yeah, they're usually
like, you're dead to me. And I said, whoa, man, I said I was sorry, which I did. I had already typed, hey, man, here's what happened. I was stuck at campus for longer, and I thought I got pulled in this meeting because I want to get this contract. And he said, actually, why am I typing to a dead person? Like, whoa.
Over on the Streamlabs, thank you, Disturbing Zen, who says, I found myself reading Twitter today, and I said, I need my fucking ducks. And then I realized I was channeling my inner monkey. Yeah, ducks help, man. Just keep them on a loop somewhere on your computer so you can just pull them up when need be, especially if you're trolling Twitter.
It helps when you're in a foul mood.
That was bad.
That was awful, man. I didn't even laugh. That was bad.
You laughed, just you didn't want to admit it. You're like, my dad made a joke.
I'll tell you though, I think a little sufferance came on me because of it. You ever heard of tinnitus, you know, ringing in your ears?
Oh yeah.
And I got that ongoing thing in my left ear that causes the vertigo.
Sorry, guys, I need pills. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I got mine.
Hey. Yeah, we all got them.
Welcome to the Geezer Show.
I had that today for the first time. It actually, my ear started throbbing because I could feel like the pressure building up, and then the volume goes down and it feels plugged. Can't quite hear out of it. But then it started throbbing, like with your heartbeat.
Ooh, yeah.
And then I started hearing the ring, 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 and it was like, holy shit! I absolutely understand why. Like, I've read about people that have tinnitus. William Shatner is one of them. He's given a lot of money to charities in and around it, where it's like they can become opiate addicts, just take anxiety pills and stuff. Yeah, because you start to freak out after a while. You know what I mean? Like this fucking noise. You know, and meditation is a big thing with them to kind of like, you know, stay centered, stay calm and all that. I only had it for like a few hours, and it's like just that tiny little sliver of a slice was enough to inform me of, wow, man, I got a whole new sympathy for people that have lifelong tinnitus, man. Jesus. I
have low level tinnitus where it's like a steady hum constantly in the background of my left ear. And it comes and goes, but it's super annoying. You after a while you kind of filter it out. But some people have it really severe, and that would really blow. I actually know why I have tinnitus, but a lot of people comes on.
What actually made it better was just like laying down on a pillow, like on that side, like having that ear in a pillow. I don't know, because it's supposed to be muffled when you're like that. Like, I don't know, maybe that was the mental cue that made it better. But yeah, I just laid down, and when I fell asleep, I can still hear it a little bit, but it's nowhere near as loud as it was. It was like somebody was running, like, you know, the Zen thing, the metal bowl that they run the stick around in, the ring. Yeah. That's what it sounded like, loud as fuck in my left ear. Oh, man.
That sucks, man.
John Migda, thank you so much for the donations, my friend. I appreciate it.
Sarah Plyer says I get vertigo and panic attacks at the same time. That's rough.
That's a horrible combination.
Yeah, that's rough. Damn.
man.
Been all right, Monkey?
No.
Really?
Dude.
Did you do swimming today?
No, that's tomorrow, man.
Okay.
No, I just the last half hour, my body's just slowly gotten more painful. We need something to distract. Something to distract.
Oh, let me tell you something, Monkey.
Yeah.
Jack told me a number of days ago that Ron Toy was a smarmy little weasel. And I'm like, yeah, this is one of the guys who's going to court over accusing Vic Mignogna of being a predator and a pedophile and et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
He's the wife, he is the wife of Monica Rial, one of the voice actors that's, up in that and is currently being sued. And he's being deposed, and it was a video deposition. And Nick Ricada on his law channel's going over it. But I was a number of streams behind because those streams run long and I've had a lot to do and I haven't got around to it. So I just watched the one from Vic Mignogna or Ron Toy's deposition, his video deposition on like I said, two, 3 streams behind. But Jesus Christ, Jack, you weren't kidding. What a fucking weasel that guy is.
Right? He's chinless too. He looks sort of like if a snake dressed up like a person and put on a fake beard and glasses.
Monkey, this guy would drive you insane. He's got this little, my name is Ronald Toy voice. Like, it's like, dude, that's your voice. That's what you like. You tweet like you sound. It's amazing.
Yeah, have you seen the Robin Hood movie with the Fox as Robin Hood, the animated one from Disney, Monkey?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, the snake that plays King John. Put a fake beard and Groucho glasses on him. That's who he looks like.
Good call.
But he's very passive aggressive. So when people are asking him questions, he'll like lean forward and then his like real saucy attitude.
Yeah, and he's passive aggressive is absolutely right. Jack's not wrong. Very passive aggressive, but he's got, and like people who are like that, he's constantly speaking in statements of agreement. Cool. Sure. Yep. Cool.
Yeah. It's all about power and control with someone like that. They're very powerless people because they're physically weak. And he wants to feel like he is in control of every situation, especially when somebody's being aggressive with him. You can hear, turn to page 34. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like little things like that. Like nothing you need to agree with. Or like most normal red-blooded males, and fuck it, red-blooded females would just go, all right, or okay.
Yeah, like
you know what I mean? He's like, cool, sure. It's just
it's the curt way he was speaking, the inflection, because it wasn't like, oh, okay, cool. It was cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nick Ricada said this perfectly. Like he paused it every now and then just to rage. I mean, Bronco Boaz says like that would cause me to burst a blood vessel. Nick looked like he was going to, and he actually said at one point, "Look, I wasn't going to drink tonight, but no, fuck it." And he reached behind him to get a drink, and like you could see him get more angry because just such a frustrating man, and he's
it's an unhealthy combination of smugness, arrogance, and like passive aggressiveness, all mixed together to be like that annoying girl that you dated once in college for like 2 weeks that wanted to control every element of your life.
Real quick, over on Streamlabs, James Colley, thank you. Following MITAM is a new show called Two Geriatrics and a Posh Creator. I think they're talking about us.
That would make me the posh creator?
Yes.
I thought you were one of the geriatrics.
Well, you two gentlemen are like a decade older than I am, so that can Well, thank you, James Colley. I'm happy to be known as a posh creator. I sincerely appreciate that.
Look, just because you have a smoking jacket doesn't make you the posh one, okay?
Yeah, no kidding. That's you can't buy your way into poshness, kid. Monkey, it was so infuriating because a big part of it is the tweets. This happened on Twitter, right?
Right.
That's how they spread the word about this and the hashtag Kick Vic and all of this. Motherfucking Ty Beard, this is Vic Mignogna's lawyer, a no joke, straight shooting Texan type. Okay, he's got a fucking binder, Exhibit 81, 300. What was it? 79 tweets.
Something ridiculous like that.
High 300s. Okay, of tweets from that Ron Toy personally, not ones that he was in on or liked or retweeted, ones that he personally sent 370 some odd of them, all about he's a predator and you don't understand. Wait till it all comes out with all of the accusers and blah, blah, blah. And there are no all of those accusers. Fucking bullshit artist. And so he's like, they spent, I don't know, Jack, what?
No, probably 2 hours.
2 hours just trying to get him to say either, yes, this is my tweet and I remember sending it. No, this is not my tweet. I don't remember sending it. Or I don't know one way or the other.
He actually chose the word "or" at one point.
Yeah. He said, can I answer or?
Oh, Jesus.
He refused. Like, it's just a simple thing. Just said, like, if he's like, look, you're giving me this binder. I don't know if they've been altered. Yes, it has my Twitter handle on it, but I have no. He goes, look, sir, that's not the question I asked you. Very straightforward. If your answer is I don't know because you can't be sure, then your answer is I don't know. If it's no, then it's no. If it's yes, then it's yes.
But instead of saying I don't know, he'd say I'm not sure.
Yeah, he kept responding with something else other than that, and over again. He's like, okay,
because that's how you control the conversation. When you're trying to be dominant, you don't go by their rules. So he is trying to passively take over the flow of the conversation. That's somebody that has serious control issues. Like, if I were a cop, my first instinct would be to want to check his crawl space for bodies, because this dude has serious problems.
Oh, Evil One just reminded me. I don't remember. Monkey, get this. Did you tweet about Vic Mignogna in the past week? I don't know. I don't recall. I don't remember. Okay. Did you tweet about him in the last 2 days? I don't remember.
What?
Okay. Did you tweet about him in the last 24 hours, sir? I really couldn't say. I don't remember. Okay. Now, a couple minutes later, he's asking him. Ty Beard is inquiring with him further, and he says, do you know someone named Jamie Markey? Oh, you already said that you did know Jamie Markey. How did you meet her? And he says, socially. Okay, so you met her socially. Did she tell you about an assault that Vic Mignogna had perpetrated upon her? Yes, she did. Can you please describe that assault, sir? What she told you? And he says, and then all of a sudden, well, it was about a year ago. She said that Vic Mignogna approached her, grabbed her hair forcibly by the back, wrenched it back, whispered, pulled close, whispered to this guy who cannot remember if he tweeted at Vic Mignogna yesterday in the past 24 hours, suddenly recalls with detail something he was told once over a year ago.
Objection to form. Yeah, dude, you should watch it. It's such an interesting take on how people respond when they're put in an uncomfortable situation. Like, he clearly did not read the room well.
Yeah.
And his attitude was very flippant about everything, but at the same time he was trying to control everything. It was very strange.
And what does this guy do normally?
Oh, Monkey, get this. I'll tell you what he does in a very funny, quick little story. So the deposition starts, right? Ty Beard inquires, can you state your full name for the record, sir? And it's Ronald Aaron, I think, Toy. Anyway, Ronald something Toy. And he goes, okay. And what is it you do for a living, Mr. Toy? And he says, oh, I'm a mortgage broker and manager. He goes, okay. Are you a pedophile, Mr. Toy?
Wow.
Third fucking question in. Wow. And he's like, no. And he starts proceeding along the lines of, so if somebody were to publicly accuse you of being a pedophile, that would be something you think is wrong. And you see where he's going with this already.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
He actually said that if enough people accuse you, then you're probably guilty.
Yep.
That's become the thing lately, isn't it?
No,
Yeah.
but he can't back off of that story because that's his defense. That's his claim that, yes, everything that I and my friends and my fiance did was justified. We judged him, condemned him, and ultimately ended up getting this guy fired and disinvited from 13 different cons. If I sit here in a sworn deposition, and say that's wrong, that's unfair, that means what I did myself and my fiance did was wrong and unfair. So I have to argue that it somehow makes sense and is justified. He's stuck with that story. And it became farcical because remember, the jury is going to see parts of this. Like So if somebody calls up your employer and tells them that you're a predator, you think that would be a justified reason for it would be fair for them to fire you in your mind. He says, I don't know. I'm not asking if you think it was justified under the law, sir. I'm asking your opinion in terms of fairness. He goes, well, that depends on how you define fairness. I'm asking you to define fairness however you define fairness, sir. And he goes, okay. And doesn't answer anything further. He goes, okay, Mr. Toy, how would you define what is fair? And then gets him to say that. He goes, with that definition, if a company were to fire you because of accusations without evidence, just the stories, just the statements that you were a pedophile, do you think that would be fair? He goes, I don't know. It depends. He's so punchable, Monkey. He's so like.
He had so many slippery answers. It was, and he even said that. What was the other thing? Fuck, I just had it. He just kept saying all these things like, what would you say, Mr. Toy, if somebody accused you of being a pedophile on Twitter? Well, I'd ignore them.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't. Nobody does that.
Let's test that theory.
Oh, everybody already is.
Right.
Dame Pesos lost his Twitter account because of shit like this.
Well, but that's just it. Nick is like periodically pausing this to make his commentary upon it, right? And he makes a critique. He goes, you wouldn't object to being called a pedophile. You would just ignore it. You couldn't ignore it when people said you're a liar and your wife's a liar. Just being called a liar was enough to make you tweet hundreds of times. Yet somebody publicly accusing you of you being a pedophile and you just ignore it. You don't ignore anything, Ron. Who are you kidding? People that you don't even know, anonymous people that have 5 followers on Twitter say something about you, and you're tweeting at them all day long. But yet somehow in a sworn deposition, you claim you'd ignore being called a pedophile? Bullshit. Right?
Look, being called a liar is far worse. Because that's the only thing that would make sense there.
What is the interest?
A liar is worse than being called a pedophile.
That is the reasonable conclusion based upon what Mr. Toy said. Yes. An interesting thing of Texas civil procedure is, and Nick Rekieta comments about it continuously, and I think it's seemingly from the outside, it's a very fair point. Why in depositions can't you just stipulate amongst all counsels that we all retain the right to object based on form to any question asked? And then the other counsel says, yes, I agree with that. Okay. Because the record, Monkey, is utterly cluttered with one counsel will ask a question of the deponent. The moment the question mark appears, the other counsel says, object to form. The job of the counsel there is to sit there and say, object to form, object to form, object to form. Nick started joking that he wants somebody to record Casey. What's his last name, Jack? Casey?
No, Elliot or something like that.
Yeah, Ron Toyd's lawyer, too. Is that they want to put together like an EDM slow jam mix of just objective form, objective form, because it becomes like this incredible repetition where why not just stipulate at the beginning that you have to do it by law. It's like objective form means you're objecting to one of the few grounds upon which you can actually object and have the statement stricken from the deposition record, which would be it's privileged information, meaning conversation between the person's attorney and themselves, right? It's privileged information. And the other counsel's 99 times out of 100 smart enough not to ask questions that intrude upon that. Or like, what is it? It's a non-question. It's a statement. It's like you didn't ask the deponent a question. You just made a statement hoping they would respond to it. And so you can object to that. And it's the form of your question in one way or another. And it's a very small range of things that you can actually, bases that you can actually object to. But they always say it because if you don't, later on, you do not retain the right to object to it because you didn't at the time object. So they have to say it constantly. Even if they have no intention of objecting later. It's just become knee-jerk for them. Just in case. And it near the beginning of the deposition, like it was like Casey, Ron's lawyer, it's like he didn't understand civil procedure. Or like Nick Rita said, it's like, is he attempting to do this strategically? Because I don't get this. He kept objecting on inappropriate bases, like that had no basis in Texas civil procedure, where it's like, oh, I object to that. And Ty Beard says, what's your basis of objection, counselor? And he said, well, he can't answer that question possibly, so therefore it's just argumentative. Just, well, that's an inappropriate basis for objection. Answer the question, sir. It's like, how do you not know this, Casey?
No, he knows that he's just setting it up for an appeal later, because if he looks inept, he could say counsel was inefficient and did do his job. That's grounds for an appeal.
Oh, heroic, nice. Oh, is it Casey Erics? Yes, that's his name. Thank you.
Yeah, I knew it was an E word. He's got 2 first names. I don't know about that.
You could tell that Casey was leaning further and further back in his chair, or further and further back from the table, because his voice would get very quiet, because you would hear this like objective form, like getting more and more distant.
Yeah, and Casey yelled at one of Ty Beard's sidekicks, whatever they're called, co-counsels. He yelled at her because she said something kind of snide about Ron Toye to Ty kind of on the sidebar.
Oh,
and
really?
Yeah, that's not allowed. You're not allowed to do that.
I didn't. I'm. What,
you're a little far behind. That's near the end.
Yeah.
But it's like the last half hour of the thing. So.
Oh wow! I'm on part 2 of the deposition of Ron Toye. Like the stream is part 2. It's 5 hours and 51 minutes long, and I'm only at 2:13 right now.
This is the deposition. Do we know when anything's moving forward on the trial, or has any of that been decided yet?
Where it stands right now is they're in Texas. They have, I think I talked about this before, the anti-slap motions, where it's restricting, it's suing somebody over something they said,
right?
Which interferes with a Texan resident's First Amendment rights. And just because somebody said something that defamed your company, it better be seriously defamatory, and you better be able to show serious damages, or substantial damages. Otherwise, it's going to get dismissed out of hand. And that's SLAP stands for something, like it's an acronym, and then like it's an anti-slap motion. They assumed that, well, yeah, but these are Texas residents. Ron Toye, Monica Real, and Jamie Markey, and Funimation Studios are all. It's a Texas company and Texas residents, and they all just said what they thought on Twitter, is basically the idea. No, it's not defamatory. We were just stating our thoughts and opinions, et cetera, et cetera. It doesn't matter if it's defamatory. In Texas, we have this anti-slap motion that we can't be sued over just speaking our opinion, as is our First Amendment right. And the court will decide whether what they did was so egregious as to, well, let's see, because of what they were up to. Vic Mignogna got fired from Funimation Studios, got fired from Rooster Teeth Studios, and got disinvited from 13 different conventions. And this all happened over a space of 2 weeks. Now, that seemed like he could show damages. But then again, I'm not a lawyer.
And correct me if I'm wrong, the allegations against him, there's, as far as I know, the most egregious thing they can actually prove is that he hugged somebody.
Okay.
Real quick, Michael, thank you so much. Monetized stream. We'll see you in an hour. Go ahead. Thank you so much.
Yeah, they're not in the position of having to prove anything, because in Texas, truth is not a defense.
Right.
It's like, oh, all I did was speak the truth. It doesn't matter. All you can show is damages. The example that I've heard used a number of times, and it makes sense, is let's say somebody is gay and they haven't publicly announced that, but they work for a company that's, I don't know, very, very religiously oriented, very Christian in its character. And then you go and tell everybody at the company, hey, do you know that guy's gay? He's in the closet. And it ends up getting him fired. I
get the legal aspect of it, but
okay.
Actual what people have said in public. Have people actually claimed he's done more than anything specific, more than hug somebody?
Hugged, forcibly kissed,
grab somebody's ass.
Had sex with them in his hotel room that was unconsensual, i.e. rape.
But do we have somebody who's actually come out and said this was done to them, or just people saying they know somebody this was done to?
Anonymous people on a website called Pretty Little Liars.
Huh. Huh.
Yeah, it's somebody on that same site also claimed that he raped them in their dream.
Well, I remember that email that Nick Rekieta shared where the guy's like, this happened. I saw him hugging these girls. And next, like, well, do you have proof that he did anything else? And the guy's answer was, well, I would have if it was me.
Yeah.
I was like, then you're the one who needs locked up, first of all.
Well, yeah. And well, like, as for proof, I mean, it's a good question. Like, what is actually out there just generally outside of the court case? Like, where, you know,
right.
He ate a jelly bean.
What's that? Oh, yeah.
He ate
he ate the jelly bean. Yeah, that did happen.
That's not a euphemism. He ate an actual jelly bean.
Did I tell you that story, Monkey?
No.
Okay. A number of years ago, Vic Mignogna walks in the room. Jamie Markey's there. Or, Monica Rial's there. And she's got a bag of jelly beans there. Right? And he says, hey, can I have one of those jelly beans? And she goes, well, here. And I guess she jokingly said no or whatever, and then picked up one of the jelly beans and took the marker, like the markers they used to, like, you know, for signatures at cons and shit, and wrote Monica on the side of the jelly bean, and then gave it to him. And he took it, popped it in his mouth, and said, hey, I just ate Monica.
And that was part of her complaint to Funimation.
That was her sexual assault story.
Okay, I just
that he made a bad sex joke about her.
And I'm going to need more after that story.
And it's become infamously known as the jelly bean story, the jelly bean incident. She actually went to Funimation Studios and told them that story.
Can you imagine how sad your life is that that's what you report to human resources? Like,
yeah, well, sure. But real quick, I want to say two things. One, I'm starting to feel better. And two, thank you, gentlemen, for actually running the show here for the last half hour.
Yeah, whatever.
Man, I hit the wall hard there, but yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm interested in all this stuff. I just don't know enough about the people involved.
Oh man, people in twists and turns, and it's if it hadn't been going on for months and a bunch of people that I really dug, like, you know, Yellow Flash and Nick Rekieta and especially Tug talking about it, I went like, oh man, yeah, I had to hear all these names again and again and again before they finally stuck.
So yeah, for the people who aren't familiar with all this, this is the Vic Mignogna case that started out because somebody accused him. They didn't actually accuse him of sexual assault right away, right? It was just inappropriate,
creepy behavior. Yes.
Creepy behavior. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, you're going to have a lot of young female fans as an anime voice actor, as a male anime voice actor. And anime cons, as a lot of people know, are fucking huge. A lot of lineups to meet these people that get their signatures and all that and buy their merch. And apparently he was a little too touchy and a little too grabby with some female fans that were young enough that it made people feel uncomfortable. And these stories are like blown extremely out of proportion. You asked about the evidence, and I was about to touch on that. Anime News Network, ANN, published 7 photographs or videos of Vic being apparently too close with a teenage girl, like one of his teenage fans, kissing him on the forehead, like, you know, the kind of like where you put your arm around someone to take a photograph, like being a little bit too close to them or whatever. Is it? And this is what this guy is like. 5 of the women, now women, because at the time teens, now women, wrote to them or tweeted out and said, don't use my photograph for this. Vic was, you know, perfectly honest, straight up guy. He was fun. I never felt endangered or creeped upon or anything. Don't use my photographs for this bullshit. 5 of them.
Yeah, and one of them even said that her parents were right there.
Yeah.
And nobody minded that he put his arm around, because like most of it is just his body proximity, like hugging.
Yeah. I swear I saw some pictures. It was just him putting his arm around him.
Yeah. Yeah, you know how if you look at Keanu Reeves pictures, you can see his hands are not touching them. They're out like he's about to hug them, but he's not actually touching them. They're just next to him and his arms are behind them. That's the type of thing that Vic should be doing, because you have to worry about these kind of allegations getting blown way out of proportion like this.
BG actually makes a good point that I see there. He's like, not quite the story that I told about the jelly bean thing. And now that he says that, no, he's right. A fan asked if the ink was poisonous. And then that's when it got written on. And that's when he cracked the joke about I ate Monica. But really, the whole thing, like, why is it a sex story? Because of that bad sex joke, I ate Monica. because of her name upon a jelly bean.
But that's open to interpretation because he may not have meant it in a sexual way. When you take communion, you eat the communion wafer, you're eating the metaphorical body of Christ. You're not literally cannibalizing a dead man.
Look, he was probably making a sexual joke, but the problem is there's nothing wrong with that joke. Get over it, you thin-skinned cunt.
Yeah, it's a total dad joke. And
it is. Yes.
It really is, actually. It's just like it's a real low-level joke. Like, I don't mean low in terms of morality. I just mean like light humor. Cheap. Like, yeah, it's a one-off. It's a simple little thing.
I'm licking your clit now, bitch.
Now, if he'd said I ate her bean, I mean, that's even a little dirtier.
Yeah, like that would actually been funny if he was like went up to Monica with a little jelly bean and started flicking, I'm flicking your bean, Monica.
Your bean. That might have been going a little too far. It might have been a little too far.
No, going too far would be setting them up like little footballs on the table and flicking them at audience members going, who wants me to flick Monica's bean right into their mouth?
See, we can make it dirtier on the fly than this guy ever was. I mean, seriously.
He's like one of those like super Jesus types.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
He's real big into religion, so he's not even, I would say, like 5th grade dirty is about as far as he goes.
And that is one of the claims, and it is speculatory, and even the people who said it, including Nick Rekieta at the time, they're guessing, and they said this is speculation, but it bugs all of the voice actors that, okay, you can revoice scenes from anime that you've done, and I guess that's one of the big things that they do on panels, like, pick out a special super fan from the audience, and like they all know these scenes by heart. You know what I mean? You want to reenact this scene from Full Metal Alchemist with me? And the girl's like, hell yeah, I do. Like, and they know the words and stuff, and they're speaking to the guy who has the voice of the character that they've watched so many times, in the so they make CDs, the voice actors, they all do this of recorded performances that they've done, different things, readings, because they're voice actors. And Vic sells Gospel of John readings. Like it's just the Gospel of John from the Bible. And it's that he's an evangelical doesn't surprise me. He's really into John. And and it's like you can buy that CD, and I think it was $3. And that bugged them. It's like, oh, pushing your religion stuff here. And he would, on the days at the cons, hundreds of different rooms in these huge convention centers and stuff, right? He would have one of them as like a Bible study group or a prayer group. You want to come, you want to sign up to this. No one had a gun to their head, come here. But that he would push religion on people in this way. It was kind of like he was creating a cult, was a number of their complaints. I just think they hated the guy for a whole bunch of reasons. He was really successful, had a lot of success outside of just Funimation voice acting. He was a writer, executive producer, and he was this religious guy, and he had this fan following that none of them had, and they were all angry at him for these fucking various reasons.
Well, BG said Dragon Ball had a character that turned other characters into candy and would eat them. So it could have even been a Dragon Ball reference.
Yeah. I didn't know that. Sassy Ghost just said Vic also has a Christmas album on iTunes. That doesn't surprise me a little. I didn't know that, but that doesn't surprise me at all.
Good for him. He thinks that's his that he was put on Earth to help people. He does all these great things for people. He calls fans and talks to them if they're depressed. I mean, he seems like a really nice person, which would probably be super annoying. Don't get me wrong, but he doesn't seem like a person with bad motives. He's not greedy. He's not selfish. He sits at these tables for hours on end talking to people, and he'll actually be engaging with them. No fan has ever legitimately said something bad about him as far as I could find. There's people that like seem to have anonymous fake stories, but or if they at least sound fake, but everybody seems to really like the guy. And I think that's why they don't like him. Because they're unlikable pieces of shit.
Well, who was it? Evil One, I think, said this, and I forgot about it because it brought it to mind when Jack was talking about his religious leanings. Evil One said, don't forget about the no signing of gay stuff and that he won't sign anything non-canon. People were coming up to him asking him to sign yaoi stuff. And, like gay slash fic, fanfic, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And he's like, I don't, because not only do I not sign, I just don't sign anything that's not canon. Like, it has to be like official, like Broly from Dragon Ball or whatever. Like, it's got to be something real. And like, you want me to sign your creepy gay porn yaoi? No. And people are like, he's a homophobe. That's where that all started from.
Yeah, that's silly. I get it. I mean, you have to have standards for what you sign if you're going to autograph stuff. And sometimes you have to put limits on things, like you can only 3 things. Otherwise, the line takes forever. And I won't want to sign a bunch of weird fanfic stuff either, because you don't really know what's in those.
Yeah, I mean, I did watch when they did William Shatner did The Captains, where it's all the captains sitting around talking, and they start talking about the stories about what fans do. And Patrick Stewart said, one thing I'm not comfortable with is when fans, females, to be honest, ask you to sign body parts. That's something I won't do.
Mm.
Then it's like, is anyone surprised that a guy who's like got the suaveness and supposed sexiness and allure of Sir Patrick Stewart? Yeah, I'm sure girls are asking him to sign their tits and ass all the time. That doesn't blow my mind. And I can see it creeping him out and him not wanting to do it. So he just kind of has a policy. I sign paper, guys.
Right. Yeah. It's not a bad.
The policy is to take them up to your hotel room, sign them with number 1, and there's no actual ink involved.
No, man, you don't want to leave. You don't want to leave spinach dip stains, man.
The whole. So you asked where it's at, and I said the anti-slap motion. Okay, here's the odd thing that's going on. Once you put forward an anti-slap motion, which they finally done, it puts a stay on any more discovery, asking for additional records, digital records of tweets, additional depositions from people. The whole discovery process is put on hold while the anti-slap motion is going through, right?
Mm-hmm.
They originally tried, Casey Eric tried this fucking gank move, and it was obvious, in my opinion, what was going on. And I'm not a lawyer, but I agree with their interpretation of it. We want to depose Vic Mignogna first, and we're insistent that we depose him first. And then you can depose Monica Rial and Ron Toye a week later. And Ty Beard was like, no, we're going to depose them a number of days in a row. And I'm not really all that interested in letting you go first, because the assumption was what you're going to do is depose Vic, immediately drop in, file your anti-slap motion, which puts a stay on discovery, and it'll be a full 30 to 60 days before I can depose your clients. And during that time, you can cut clips out of context and put them out there in public about things that are damning for Vic that he said during his deposition. And there's no deposition for Monica or Ron, because you guys strategically organized it this way. We're going to depose your client. We're going to put a stay on discovery by filing this anti-slap motion. So Ty played hardball with him and said, no, with the scheduling and stuff. No, why don't we just do it 3 days in a row? Why don't we just do it like this? I don't see why you would do it this way, counselor. And eventually said in an email, I think this is what you're trying to do, and we're not going to do that. And in front of the judge said it, and the judge said, well, you're not going to do that, are you, Mr. Eriks? And Mr. Eric was like, no. So now he's kind of obligated to not try and pull that move. That I would buy the argument that that's exactly what he was trying to do. 60 days worth of cutting up and clipping and putting out tweets. I mean, Jack, remember when Mark Wade did that? Took the one clip from the one guy in Antarctic Studios who said, did you do this on your own? And he wrote up that whole screed saying, so jam this in their face. Whenever anyone says I did something wrong, hammer them with the facts over and over again. So they're so much of this is in public going on. It's not going on in court. It's going on Twitter, Then where it's at right now is they did file the anti-slap motion, Monkey. So there is a stay on discovery, except get this. And here's where the fun part starts. Casey Eriks, the law firm, filed a exemption from the stay on discovery because they want to depose Nick Rekieta.
Why?
So he set up the GoFundMe, and they think that he has like records or something.
Yep. They believe that there's all sorts of records of conversations going back and forth between Nick and Vic. And it's going to help prove the case that Casey Erics at one point in Vic's deposition actually asked, he goes, they call it the war chest, the GoFundMe. They refer to it as the war chest.
Mm-hmm.
You put this together to grind these women into the dust, didn't you?
What?
This entire suit is about grinding these two women into the ground, isn't it?
Real quick, Jaguar Spirit, thank you so much. Says, hope you feel better, Monkey. You guys are very entertaining. Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah, hopefully we're not just talking fast and past you, but I haven't had a chance to talk to Jack about this stuff. And hopefully, chat, we're not destroying Monkey's stream by talking about this court case that we find interesting.
An evil one says he has to go. He says, hope we have a fantastic day. Back at you, sir. Thanks for coming by.
Later, man.
Look, there's times that we get on subjects that the audience may get bored with. You know what? Come back next time. No, there are parts of this why I'm asking questions, because there's parts of this, like I said, that I just haven't kept up enough. And like when you say the names, they just right past my head. Except Vic. I know Vic. I know Nick and Vic. But the others, like the people who are actually doing the suits, the lawyers involved, those people, I will never remember those names, even if there was like money involved. But the case itself is interesting to me. It's what's happening to him. When this first came out, tons of people were like, Monkey, what do you think of this? I'm like, I don't know anything about it. And then, you know, as it came out more and more, it's like, well, that kind of looks bad. But then more and more came out. It's like, oh, they just don't like him and they're trying to get him fired. That's what it looks like to me. Bearcock, thank you so much. I have absolutely no idea what you guys are talking about, but I am entertained. That's what we try to do here. Confuse you while entertaining you.
Well, half the time we don't know what we're talking about.
Indeed, either, man. So. We just want you to be where we are.
Oh, Johnny Blaze is like, no, it's great. I got a Jameson and ice. Well, I'm jealous. Fuck. It's
I had to move on to the alcohol because medicine wasn't cutting it.
And Pop-Tart was sick as hell, like really, really sick yesterday, but then she slept for 20 hours and now she's awake and feeling better. So that's a good thing. I'm glad to hear that.
Oh man, I slept last night and I got up for like 4 hours this morning and then I went back to bed and I slept until 8:30.
Wow.
Yeah. I've been asleep a lot the last couple of my body, when I get like this, I get very, very tired. I spend a lot of time in bed. So that's how I'll be spending my weekend.
I can't make this argument for like this case and the one that I just alluded to earlier about Richard Myers suing Mark Wade.
Oh, time out. Hammer,
sure.
How you feeling? You want to come hang out? You don't have to. I understand, but it's nice to see you either way. Go ahead.
Hammer.
Sorry, Richard Meyer.
Hey, Hammer.
How's it going, buddy?
He said Richard Meyer.
He said, well, actually, it's kind of awesome. Hammer's like, I'm enjoying the new show, Comic Book Curation in the Morning with special guest Ranting Monkey.
And I appreciate them doing it because otherwise we'd be done, y'all.
That's actually funny. Why does this matter other than the individuals' lives affected? Because it certainly matters to them. Like,
sure.
Like Vic Minonia, like you make a lot of money at cons, and that's literally all of these people's bread and butter. You don't make that much money off of voice acting, as I understand it. You make it off of interacting with the fans and buying merch, them paying, buying your autograph and photographs and all that fun stuff, right? That's where the real money's at. That's how they make a living off of it. And in Richard Myers' case, your boy Zach, big time comic skater, had his entire graphic novel publication canceled because a super heavyweight, longtime writer in the industry decided that, hey, this guy's a Nazi white nationalist, transphobe, and I'm going to get his book canceled because this guy shouldn't be able to write something that was like a military action comic and had nothing to do with any of the things that he's blaming this guy for. This matters because these people started these wars on Twitter and they're using their weight and power to Me Too people, accuse people right out of their livelihood, denounce them publicly, and they become persona non grata. Richard Meyer, go ahead, search it online, see what happens. Go into Google and just type in Richard C. Meyer. Every story will be white nationalist, leader of hate, a comics gate, a hate group, a transphobe, hates women in the industry, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. His name is fucked. because of all of these things that people have said about him. And this guy went so far as to call up Antarctic Press, who was going to publish his graphic novel, and said, well, you really shouldn't be in business with this guy, And so, fuck yeah, goddamn right, he sued him. And so it's about, this is the reaction to me tooing people. We're going to take you to fucking court over this. What you did cost me a fuck ton of money and really did a lot of damage to my reputation. Where people hear of me now, I'm screwed. Thanks, fucker. And so it's that's what the punitive damages aspects are for, to remind people that, hey, there are consequences to brigading people on Twitter. The Twitterverse is real and has real consequences in the real world when you focus in on somebody and try and ping them, persona non grata them.
Well, it's not just the Twitter. To me, that's part of it. Don't get me wrong. I understand why that's it. But this has happened with the Me Too movement in general. All you got to do is slap that label on somebody and bam, their life is done. And it doesn't matter what truth there is to it. It doesn't matter what the circumstances are. And look at Louis C.K. How dare you even try to come back from it, even though of all of the, I still say of all the Me Too things, his is like, are you kidding me? He asked people if he could jack off. They said yes, and he did.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a Me Too thing.
Yeah, he didn't even get to penetrate anyone.
No, he just whipped his dick. The worst thing that they said he did is he jacked off on the phone, and he didn't get permission for that one. So he wasn't in her house when he did it. He was. If you stayed on the phone with a dude who was jacking off, I feel like that's kind of on you.
Yeah.
I feel like that's entirely on you, actually. If you knew it was
not
going
literally,
on.
but metaphorically.
Oh, yeah. That's the whole problem with all of this shit. And the believe women, the anytime it's like believe accusers. Look, I'm not above hearing a story about somebody and wanting to believe it's true. And be like, good, fuck them. I hope they get fucked in jail. That kind of thing. But when it comes down to it, you have to have proof for stuff. You can't just ruin people's lives like that. And it's become way too prominent in our culture.
Yep.
Way too prominent.
You can believe their story, but that doesn't mean you go repeat it and take it on face value. You have to wait for some evidence to come out before you destroy somebody's life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what someone said on Twitter is not citable evidence. This is fucking nuts, and it's gone way too far. And yeah,
I'll give you an example. Bill Clinton hung out with Jeffrey Epstein a lot, and he flew on his plane like 26 times or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
There has never been any evidence that Bill Clinton is a pedophile at all. Zero. None. Is he a man whore? Absolutely. But there's never even been a charge before of him molesting a minor. So everybody who's running out, Clinton did it. No, that is just as bad as the people who are running out there going, Trump did it. Just because they knew this man. Even if they travel, does not mean they were banging little kids. Wait for evidence on this shit. You're ruining somebody. There's plenty of bad shit Bill did that we know he did.
Yeah.
That until you have other evidence, stop repeating it as though it's fact. And I know there's people, well, but he's Clinton. I don't care. You don't do that to people. You want to believe that the victims, that's fine, but you also have to extend the benefit of the doubt to the accused, because that's how we fucking do things. And there's a reason we do it. You might not know this, but there was a time when just pointing the finger was enough.
Well,
it wasn't a good time.
That's how we filtered out all those witches.
It's true. We got rid of all them bitches because of that.
Yeah. How many of them do you see nowadays?
Ain't none of them cunts left. They all sank.
Your boy Pat, who's never around at this time. That's awesome. What's up, Pat?
He's getting ready for work. I guarantee it.
He says they're making a movie out of Brian Banks. Who is that?
Brian Banks. I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up. No, I did see Aziz Ansari apparently opened his show the other day talking about his Me Too thing. And he must have been very apologetic about it because the press was very nice about how he did it. Brian Banks is a former American football linebacker. What is this the guy?
Is he the one that spent a bunch of time in jail being falsely accused?
After being falsely accused of rape, he spent close to 6 years wrongfully in prison.
Oof. That'll
Yeah.
get your blood boiling. Holy fuck.
Yeah. He'd signed with the oh man, yeah.
Oh yeah, his life was ruined because of that, because he got offered like professional level.
Yeah, he would have gone on, he would have played in the NFL, and yeah, she absolutely fucking ruined his career. Completely. And not just his career, his whole fucking life. He lost 6 years of his life to prison. You can't get that back.
That is like I understand, like next to some other time in prison, that's not that bad. But no, man, for something you absolutely know you didn't do, and all based upon this bitch's word, and like years, Christmases are going by, and you're just sitting in there stewing, you know?
He should get to fuck her every day. Whichever hole he wants, pick one every day for the rest of his life.
How could you blame the guy for walking around and being bitter after that?
I know.
Well, this is how you end up needing 4 male witnesses at trials.
She got no jail time from it either. Yeah, because we don't punish people who falsely accuse rape.
Especially women.
We barely punish women for anything else. We had that story the other day. That cunt set her husband up with child porn.
Yeah. Right. I remember that story.
Set him up with child porn, accused him of raping a 13-year-old girl. And it came out that it was all fake. And you know what she got? 6 years probation.
It's fine. They caught it in time, Monkey. What's the problem?
But his life and reputation are ruined forever.
Yeah, because it's always going to
everywhere.
Yeah, there's always going to be somebody's like, oh, you're that dude who had child porn. You have to explain it. Because people only read the headlines. Yeah, I mean, this kind of shit. This is why I don't support believe or #believe and believe all women and me too. Fuck all of that nonsense. It is the modern day witch trial, except for it's the man trial.
You know what's funny is that there was a thing like that that went about because I did my undergrad in double major philosophy psychology, and as a psychology part, you had to
say satanic panic. We're booting you.
I wasn't going to. That was a little odd. This isn't Sticks, Hex, and Hammers channel. You have to do a therapy practicum as part of it, right? Mm-hmm. And one of the things that they push is this idea of believe victims. And it's fascinating how things that I learned and took as like phrases that I've picked up along the way, things I learned in academia have become dirty 4-letter words because of bullshit. Like believe the victim in a therapeutic context means it's not judging you. If it's a male, like in this context, right? Like say it's a male and they're telling you as the therapist, if you're a female, what they push on you is to make it as, God, that's got to be tough for a male to be telling a female I was molested or raped, right? Mm-hmm. So desexualize everything as much as possible. Make no references to yourself or anything else in any kind of, because that's just going to make it worse for them. It's about comfort level. You're talking, etc. Right? And if you're a male, it's about not letting them run down the path of self-recrimination. My fault. What I did. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's what's meant by this believe victims. It's like take what they're saying as if there's something there that's really causing them pain. They might be making the story up, they might be whatever, but they're doing it for a reason. So follow that therapeutically. And so like I understood that as an approach in talk therapy, especially psychodynamic therapy. It's like, okay, now it's like you guys said, witch condemnation. Yeah. Like that's what listen and believe is now. It's like I used to like the word problematic because he used to refer to something. I have written papers where I use the phrase, let's unpack this. Now I refuse to say it.
How do you empty your luggage?
He doesn't unpack it. He reappropriates it to the furniture.
Well, I mean, when you have something like one of my favorite arguments that I came across in philosophy is Kuhn's pessimistic meta-induction argument. Well, that's a mouthful. Let's unpack that. Like let's just take it apart and describe what it means. Because while it's very wordy, he named it that. So it was operant. Like it's describing exactly what it does. It's just takes a long time to say. Unpack used to mean something positive. It used to mean elucidate, help understand. Now unpack means listen while we tell you about the patriarchy.
Well, let's change the phrasing then. From now on, everyone start using "let's decolonize this."
Decolonize it. I'm going to decolonize this article. No, in chat there, Pat says the reason why those hashtags get so popular is because women like Alyssa Milano tweet them out, and people want that celebrity's attention. It's not just the celebrity's attention. They just want attention. Famously, when the Me Too movement came out, there was that one chick who wrote about how she was so sad she hadn't been raped because she didn't have one of those stories.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but wait, I remember I do have one. And her story was about how somebody like looked at her wrong or something. I'm like,
remember when
wow.
fat bovine girl there, what's her name? Used to have that show called Girls, has no talent.
Lena
Dunham. Remember when she actually said, I wish I had an abortion so I could talk in solid. What the fuck did you just say?
Well, this is the real problem we're having in our society when it comes to this shit, is that we have turned women into deities, and anything that they do or say, we have to take as gospel. And
I would like to disassociate myself with this heretic of the divine feminine. I am not sad.
I wish I could remember that for tomorrow. That'll be the title: Heretic of the Divine Feminine. I gotta write that shit down.
That sounds like a Dan Brown sequel.
Yeah, I reserve the right to use that as a book title at some point.
Jesus Christ. It's you know what? I get why it works, why you're saying that, like going against the feminine. It's not that women or femininity in and of itself is something wrong. It's just been placed very near the top of the oppression stack. So therefore, to reference it, invoke it. To invoke it is like invoking a magic phrase. The suffering of women, the women's bodily autonomy. You're referencing something that can't be disagreed with. It places you on very high moral ground because of this victimhood oppression stack, the value of victimhood. You know, it's like, well, fucking hell.
Look at the soccer thing. There's the reason women don't make as much is because they do not pull in the views. People are not paying to come see it because they want to go watch the best of the best. So they go watch the men. If you, for some reason, like soccer, the same is true of tennis. It is every fucking sport. That is why it happens. It's not because society is sexist. It's because, sorry, women, when it comes to physical activity, you're inferior to us. You just are. You don't have to like it, but it's true. But saying that out loud, ho, ho, ho.
I found a physical activity sport that I enjoy watching women do more than men.
Beach volleyball.
Beach, well, that's the obvious one. Beach volleyball, yes.
That was my second or third guess.
Equestrian sports and the like.
That's not a sport.
No, it is. It's competitive.
It's a sport for the horse, not the.
You're right. It's a sport for the horse.
Fucking robot on that horse, and everybody be like, "Oh, look at that pony!" Right?
I am trying to tell you that the knee-high leather boots and the tight tan pants and the cute little hats are sexy as fuck. That's what I'm trying to say here.
Well, I agree.
You don't like the sport. You like the clothes.
Oh yeah, and you're watching the volleyball during beach volleyball. What the fuck,
Wait,
monkey?
Look. Two things. One, you're right. I watch it for God damn, those women are good. But I like watching volleyball. I actually do. I mean, I watch men's volleyball.
You know how many times I've heard women at fucking football, like Super Bowl parties and shit, talking about how awesome it is that the football players wear tight pants and making comments on their asses and shit like that.
Sure.
So I'm just saying, there's nothing wrong with watching a sport because you think the people who are participating in it are sexy. And no, Jack, I'm not going to find the horses sexy. Stop trying to convince me.
Football's a sport. Equestrian is a sport for the horse. Jack is absolutely right there.
I'm not
going. I could make this jump a lot easier without this bitch on my back.
I am not watching the horses to be sexy, Jack and Monkey. Let it go.
I'm just saying, you appreciate the physicality of the horse and the fact that it's trained to jump over shit and do dressage. That's fine. And if you're sexually aroused by fetishizing the young ladies wearing the outfits, I understand that. Those are separate things. That's not a sport, though, I mean, yeah, the writer has some control over the situation by shouting commands or saying "gee up," whatever. Well, it's really for the horses. It's a pony show. That's why it's called a horse show.
Browncoat says, I'm here to tell you, riding a horse, if you're in bad shape, will wear you out. I'm not saying it won't. But you know what? You know when it comes time to jump the water or whatever the fuck they have to jump, the person on the horse ain't doing it. The horse is doing it.
Yeah. Now,
if that horse, hang on, if that horse doesn't want to jump, I don't care how hard you pull back on those reins, you're not making it jump. It might fall over, but it's not your strength that's making it jump that damn thing. I'm sorry, Jack. You're saying.
No, that's fine. Now, if I meet a lovely equestrian lady, because a lot of Asians are into equestrian stuff, I will gladly default to, yes, you're doing all the work so that she'll continue to sleep with me. Until then, however, you're just a pony rider. All right. The horse is doing all the work. Even if you're sitting there with your little whip stick smacking it on the butt, it's still doing all the work.
Oh, yeah. The girls in the leather boots and the tight tan pants also walk around with them little riding crops. Tell me that's not sexy.
Yeah, you got to watch it. Those things fucking hurt.
I may or may not know why I can agree or disagree with that. But
over on the Streamlabs, thank you so much, James Colley, who says, Polly, quote, let's unpack that statement. What Lena meant when she wished someone would fuck and come inside her so she could abort. As it stands, nobody will be subjected to that level of cruelty.
Right? Right?
Unfortunately, there's a dude who fucks her on the reg.
Well, she can't have kids. I think she had a hysterectomy.
Yep, they pulled out her innards.
Yeah.
What? Who? What? What are you talking about?
Lena Dunham.
She can't have kids.
She had the gumball machine taken out.
Lena Dunham had a hysterectomy?
Yeah.
What the fuck was she even talking about? Like, did she publicly announce that?
She did, but that was after she said she wished she'd had an abortion.
I don't know. This like a hysterectomy seems like kind of like a private matter. Why would you tell the world about that?
She's Lena Dunham and needed attention.
Yeah, what am I talking about? She takes pictures of herself naked, ugly all the time. Look
at her. If you looked like that, you'd be desperate for people to look at you too. I mean, that whole story of a kid having to have a pork chop tied around their neck so the dog would play with them seems very legitimate now. I mean, she's just a sad-looking woman.
Now, I will say, if I wasn't married, gotta always throw that out there, and she wasn't Lena Dunham, she was just some random Midwestern chick walking around Walmart and I was horny, I'd bang her, on a bender or something. She's not that ugly.
Yeah, she is. She's sloppy fat.
Well, when she dresses, yeah. But like her body, because we've seen her naked many times.
Yes.
She's just doughy. I mean, she's not like horribly fat. She's just a little doughy.
She's got to be on some body positivity shit. With her fucking money, and by that I mean her family's money, why hasn't she hired a personal trainer to lose, like you said, she's a little doughy, right? Yeah, like why don't you lose those 20 pounds that are causing you the doughiness, girl?
20 pounds? I'm pretty sure there's like 5 separate hams that are hiding in her pants.
We have a new entry over on MITAM, which you guys should check out. I'll share one of the pictures with y'all. Jordan's on the ball here. The Ass Crack team is on it, y'all.
Now, see, if she was letting me bang her, I'd be like, yeah, you're an equestrian. Yeah, you.
It's a sport, I swear. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, damn. Oh, man, why did I show that one? This chick is much prettier.
I have a lot of respect for people that ride horses. Horses are incredibly dangerous animals. If you get off one, you're going to get all Christopher Reeved. They Superman.
Jack, the fourth picture in that is one for you, I believe.
Oh, I'll have to open up my Twitters again.
Oh, yes. You will like number 4, Jack.
I like how...
I do like number 4.
The Ass Crack team
I like number 3.
Oh, number 3 is my favorite. That's one I was like, why didn't I show that one?
Yeah, see them boots and them pants. I mean, the pants are the wrong color, but whatever. It's fine. I'm not complaining.
No. I want to see number 3 riding that horse.
I want to see number 3 riding me.
Because you know what, though? All of these women are riding these horses because they like horses. It's not the clitoral stimulation going on. That is a side effect that they actually don't really like.
That's right.
It's against their religion.
RJ said Lena Dunham makes me want to vomit. She makes all of us want to vomit. She's just ugly on the inside.
I'm telling you,
she's a gross person, man. Like the things she says and talks about, hey, maybe she's a great person. I don't know, but she's choosing to throw out what she's throwing in public, what she's claiming are her actual thoughts and feelings. You're a gross person. You're an awful person.
She's a cunt. But if like I said, if that was just a random Midwestern girl, you're at the fair, you haven't had some in a month, you've had a couple of beers at the beer tent, and she's like, I'll let you put it in whatever hole you want. You're like, all right, truck's out back. Let's go.
No,
yes. No, you wouldn't, because she weighs more than 3 pounds. But I mean, most guys, come on, come suck it. At least you get a blowjob out of it. I'm telling you.
Ugh. Oh man, that was a horrifying nightmare.
No, I'm telling you, man. I bet she sucks good too. Actually, I bet she's boring about it. I mean, she's like, no, do it right. Got to pop her on top of the head, grab her by the ponytail, show her what she's supposed to be doing. Yeah,
that's a disturbing image.
Whew. I'm sorry I went there. I'm just saying, I've seen Midwestern chicks, and I know Midwestern chicks get banged a lot. So she'd fit right in.
I love Monkey's generalizations.
Scrape up. Look, I worked at Walmart, motherfucker. I know what kind of ugly can get laid.
That's like hanging around a strip club at 11 a.m. saying, my God, look at all the tattooed, worn out meth heads. You know why?
Because they got pussy, and guys are stupid. We're like, okay, nobody can see. Yeah, go ahead and touch it. She looks like she has cat tongue. Well, now you've ruined it for me, cynic.
I agree with Jacob Jett. He says Monkey's the weird one. Yeah.
I'm the weird one.
I'm just saying.
Damn, I'm still on top chat.
Yeah, Assassin brings up a good point. When she says, I'll let you put it in any hole, does that include a shallow grave?
Could be.
Well, in that case.
Your boy Pat's talking about the WNBA. They lose money every year and can't even sell out high school gyms.
And they lost to a high school boys team.
That debate Ben Shapiro had yesterday, he brought up the WNBA. He goes, it's just like the WNBA. And he goes, they can't even dunk. I'm like, oh my God.
I love how Ben loves bringing up. I say Ben like I know him. My buddy Benny, Ben. Shapiro brings up the NBA all the time, and because he always wants, just in case someone brings up the equality thing, he can say, "Hey, my dream when I was a kid was to be in the NBA. Look at me. It's not going to happen."
Yeah, he's Kyle from South Park. Jordan, thank you so much. He says this is where Monkey shows his low standards. I don't have low standards. I have very high standards. That's why I married Lady Monkey. But if I was hard up, I remember being a teenager, man, and be like, man, I got to put this in something. Luckily, women liked me, and girls liked me, and I had some good choices to put it in. But if I hadn't, I'd have put it in whoever was like, yeah, you can do it.
Hey, Monkey, I got a question for you.
What's that?
Is Richard Gere gay or what?
I don't know.
Depends.
I heard that gerbil joke come up again. Like, talk about a persistent fucking rumor, huh?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, he was banging Cindy Crawford for a while, but that might have been a beard. I don't know. All I know is he was great in An Officer and a Gentleman as Zach Mayo. And past that, I don't know the man. If he's gay and put a gerbil up his ass, as long as the gerbil either survived or was dead before it went in, that's his business.
No, I mean, like, did it ever like, okay, George Michael said he wasn't gay for a long time, and then kind of like,
come on,
came to Jesus about the whole thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, did that ever happen with Richard Gere?
That's not a sentence that was really well crafted, Polly. He said he wasn't gay for a long time, then he came to Jesus. Sorry,
at a velvet painting.
That one passed.
Oh God. No. Well, one, anybody who thought George Michael was straight, seriously, I got a ton of bridges that I'm trying to unload.
I don't know. People say that shit about Prince. You know what? The guy's flamboyant, so therefore he's got to be gay.
No. With Prince, I mean, Prince was just weird. George was gay. Look at his hair. Look at his. Come on. He was in a band called Wham with another dude.
Well, you know what is funny when you watch like the video for "Wake Me Up Before You Go,"
right?
With like dude, you're dancing a little gay there, bro.
A little?
A little?
Little?
What's that?
A
Just
little?
a little.
A little, right. And then you see his sort of like, I guess he got together, like this is before my time, but I guess he must have gone through a heavy reinvention deliberately, because then you see him in I Want You Sex and Father Figure and Faith, right? All of a sudden, like he's not like the same guy anymore. Hair's totally different. He's no longer pale. He's got this tan. He's rocking this beard stubble and a leather motorcycle jacket and shit. And it's like, dude, you really went like full not gay, huh?
Well, even at rocking that look, Freddie Mercury.
Even at that point in the Faith album, he hadn't come out as gay. That wasn't until was it called Freedom? I know the song was called Freedom. And you should listen to the lyrics of Freedom. It's an excellent song. He's singing about his transformation into gay George Michael after he got caught. What was it? Beating off in a bathroom or some shit. I forget.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, the story is all about like, look, MTV is the one who made me look that way. They told me I had to look this way to sell records. That's why they had the whole, okay, you can be gay, but not too gay, George. We're still trying to sell records to girls.
You know what impresses me is when you see, like, so George Michael dies, right? And the people that, like, no longer talking about his gay stuff or anything, but just like his music, who appreciates music, people that I wouldn't have expected were big fans of his music. All of a sudden, we're like, man, that's a loss.
Yeah.
Like, wow. And I'm like, really? You were a big fan of Tommy Sotomayor, huge fan of George Michael's music.
Oh man, he had an excellent voice range, man.
It was like,
keep it in the closet.
it's like when Prince died. All of a sudden, all these people that I was like, you really, like the different people on YouTube, shit like that, and people that I were like wild. Like, it's great. The different, I don't know. I think the image that people try and buy, like, you know, the entire demographic for this artist is this group, and it's like, nah, I don't think so, man. I think that's all part of the marketing as well. There's a wider range of people listening to music than you would think, you know.
If you go back and watch, I think it's one of the I Love the 80s or something like that, they're talking about Hall & Oates. And for those of you who don't know, Hall & Oates was everywhere in the 80s, man. You could not get away from them two little fuckers. They were everywhere. They had like a new song every 14 minutes, I think it was. But one of the things that's really interesting if you watch it, because they talk to people who are fans, a lot of rappers, huge fans of Hall & Oates, because that's what was on the radio at the time. This is before rap. So what the fuck do you think they were listening to? But yeah, like Prince was a weird case, because Prince came out and he was hugely popular, very popular. Purple Rain, wow, just through the roof. That made him Prince, for fuck's sake. He had the one before that. What was it? The album that had Head on it. Was it just Prince? I can't remember. If you've never heard the song Head, go listen to it. It's exactly what you might think it is.
Every song is about, every album, its core topic is eroticism. Like,
yeah, it's great. It's awesome. Actually, Sign of the Times isn't, which is an excellent song.
Yeah.
But there was a time, God, maybe after, around the time I guess Graffiti Bridge came out, where everybody's like, fuck Prince, he's gay. And everybody started denying they like Prince. And then maybe a decade later, everybody was just okay with him. You never heard good or bad about him. George Michael never really had that. Either you liked him or you didn't. I never heard people talk bad about him. The only thing I heard is George Michael's gay, and I'm like,
Newsflash.
Yeah.
Did you not see his videos?
No, like I said, I just really appreciate it's always fun to see mold breaking, expectation breaking stuff that's really media generated. Like, you know, okay, Razorfist, for example, huge heavy metal guy, right? 80s metal guy, massive fan of Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah,
you wouldn't think so. And it's like, yeah, well, fuck your expectations and mine too. It's like there's people listen to a wider range of things than media would have you think do. Do you understand what I mean? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
you're right. Well, you do have some people who, my son is one of these. He's into heavy metal. He's into like Satan music, and that's what he listens to, and he doesn't really like anything else. Where you have somebody like me, I will listen to fucking anything as long as it sounds good to my ear. Yeah, they're talking about Elton John. I fucking love Elton. I will kick you out of my chat for insulting him.
Well, that ruined about half of my jokes.
No, I do. I love Elton. I love me some Prince, man. I was so sad the day he died. He's one of the few artists out there that have died, and it's like I understand why people get upset when artists die, because most of the time I'm like, why do you care? But it was with Prince. I was like, no.
You know what my cynical first thought was upon hearing that Prince was like, okay, heard that he's sick, emergency landing. It wasn't quite that he was dead. Do you understand what I'm? Remember that?
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, so my first thoughts were like, oh shit, I hope he's okay. You know, that kind of thing. And then when I heard he was dead, I thought, you know what? I know the kind of ultra prolific artist that Prince was. Like, it's just the guy was a studio rat, just lived in his fucking studio, creating shit nonstop. You know, It's going to be like Tupac Shakur. There's going to be an immediate posthumous album and then a whole fuck ton of posthumous albums and everyone's going to be fighting over his catalog because it's worth hundreds of millions. It's going to be disgusting. That was my first thought. And that's exactly what happened.
There are so many songs that he never released. Like thousands, it's been estimated. This man just, because you're right. All he did was sit and make music all the time. He would take breaks to do concerts. That man did concerts in his back fucking yard.
Yeah.
And then he'd bang some puss and he'd go back to writing. That's what he did.
And then design some new weird suit and then go back to writing. You know, it's
I gotta go write some more. I banged that puss. It inspired me. I gotta go write some more. I loved Prince, and this is one of the reasons I've always been very open about anything that I like that. Like everybody, I hate Nickelback. You can suck my nickel dick. I love Nickelback for two reasons. One, they actually make good music, and two, they're actually like the only band around now that actually plays their instruments, maybe besides Three Doors Down. Otherwise, what you have is a lot of singers, and I like bands, for fuck's sake. I want a band that can play instruments and sing me a good ballad now and then. Or actually, they have some dirty songs that would rival ZZ Top, man. They have some pretty dirty. Me and what was the song? Animals, I think it is. It was on the radio, and we're listening to it, and it wasn't on the radio. It was on a CD I was playing. And my daughter goes, "That song's dirty." I'm like, "It is, but how do you know that song's dirty?" Because there's a lot of euphemisms in there.
Right.
Like, we got to take you out of public school. Jacob says, real instruments any fucking day. Yeah, look, I love good singers too. I mean, George Michael, for instance, he's just a singer. He wasn't a musician. He was a singer, but he sang very, very well.
You know, I got to, like, Jacob, like, I get what you're saying, like real instruments any fucking day. But with that said, being one of the, you know, I got to represent the hip hop fandom here. Hey, man, there's something extremely raw and old school and gritty and cool. No, 2 turntables and a mic. That's all you need. Best shows I've ever seen. That's all that constituted their entire musical setup, because that's the way that hip hop works. One of the coolest shows I've ever seen was KRS-One live. Again,
oh, dude, really?
2 turntables and a mic, and I was in front row. I was crushed up against the stage. It was sick. Like
BDP.
It was. What's that?
BDP, Boogie Down Productions.
Yeah, man. Like it was, and the DJ, like him and the DJ were like they were playing off of each other. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna drop like this beat, and then you're gonna do these lyrics over top of it, and like turn it up, turn it down. Like it's all live. It's all like jamming. You know what I mean? It's off the top of their heads what they're doing. Yeah, the lyrics he's got them, of course, memorized from like 20, 30, 40 years of having put out albums, but like it's something to see. It's just records, vinyl, and a guy with a mic, and it's an entire fucking show that has an entire club rocking, and everybody who was there was deadly happy to have seen it, especially me.
Did he do Jack at Spades?
Yes, he did. Jack.
Did he really?
Jack.
Oh,
yeah,
fuck.
absolutely. Yeah,
that's where I learned about KRS-One and Boogie Down Productions. Was from the end of "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker." When he comes up, that's his theme music. That's the song they play.
The only classic hip hop that I haven't seen live that's still doing tours is Rakim, from Eric B. and Rakim. Other than that, I've seen all the acts that I want to see at least once. I saw Run DMC when Jam Master Jay was still alive, which was a treat. I saw Public Enemy live. I saw Nas live. I saw RZA from Wu-Tang live. It was something. And then KRS-One, of course, and that was fuck.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
There's nothing like a fucking closed small club hip hop show, because you can't not jump, because as the crowd's jumping, they pull you up with them. Like, it's
I'm white man, I can't jump.
It's fucking ridiculous. But shows have gotten bad, live shows now, because anyone who's gone to one, motherfuckers with their fucking phones holding them up with the fucking super bright LEDs recording the show and staring at the screen on their phone while they're recording it. And it's like, you do realize that the guy is performing literally in front of your eyes live, and you're looking at him perform on a tiny little screen trying to record it, right?
Yep.
Do you recognize the irony in this? And it's because they're bright as fucking a dark club, dark show house, whatever, and it's fucking blinding. The artist must fucking hate it.
Oh dear God.
Yeah, the reason Prince died was propofol OD. It was due to all the dick he was taking in various orifices. Donating the extra for taking the hit for me, Jack. LOL. Thanks, James.
That ain't even right, James. That ain't even right.
Still funny.
Right there's I put on the screen a meme. And the accompanying tweet said, just because you'd poke a ranting monkey doesn't mean anyone else would. Look, I'm telling you, people would bang that bitch. I've seen people bang bitches uglier than her. If you didn't know who she was, if she wasn't that cunt, yeah. I feel like a lot of guys would put their dick in there. And that's how you end up with child support.
NC brought it up. He said he saw Grandmaster Flash and Ice-T in the early 80s.
Oh, nice.
That's incredible. I got to see Ice-T live. I forgot about that, but it was way later on in his career. I didn't see him in his heyday, but it was still an awesome show. Oh, I also saw Snoop Dogg live. What a boring fucking show. That is easily the most boring hip-hop show I've ever seen.
Well, it's Snoop. What'd you expect?
Some kind of charisma, something. His stage presence is like, dude, you could have literally phoned it in.
No, well, that's
probably high.
Well, that's the joy of Snoop, is that everything is phoned in, man. There's no it's not like listening to Dre. Dre actually, I mean, there's like, and Snoop's just like, yeah, motherfucker, yeah. He sounds like he's almost asleep all the time.
Well, he's tired from dealing all that crack or whatever.
It's all that. I mean, he smokes a lot of pot, man.
Wasn't he a crack dealer?
I don't know if he dealt crack. I know he loves the ganja.
I don't know any. Excuse me. You know how Madonna had gone through
Dick?
A number of, like, what?
Nothing.
Dick. Yes. You're not wrong. That's not particularly what I meant, though. she the reinventions, like when you see her, like, in her early stages, like her early albums, she was like, I don't know, the fishnet glove, fingerless gloves, and the, tons of accessories and all, very 80s, right?
Yep.
And then, the Justify My Love video, where it was all about, like, black and white look and everything. She's gone through these different looks.
And there was the creepy one where she was hitting on the little boy in the video. What was that one?
Where she was hitting on the little boy.
Yeah. Somebody help me out with the name of that one. Go ahead. You were saying.
Oh, you totally broke my train of thought. What were we talking about immediately before that? It's what made me think
how she reinvents herself.
Yeah, right before that.
Weird.
Damn it, because I was talking about, like, somebody else has reinvented themselves like that. But
we've been talking about how what's his name smokes a lot of dope.
Oh, there. Thank you. It was about Snoop Dogg. Snoop, like, at least Madonna does a full reinvention. Snoop Dogg has gone through some reinventions of himself where it's like, okay, I'm this, Crip gangster bullshit. Nobody can verify that guy's credentials. People have done the research. No. Anyway, the guy went to jail for jaywalking. He's fuck whatever. And I don't even understand why he's got to claim that gang shit. Just talk it. You're an artist. It doesn't. Anyways. So he's a straight Long Beach Crip gangster is his role, right? This is not supposed to be the smooth, weed smoking gangster criminal riding in a 6'4". That's your shtick. Okay. He rides it for a little too long, and then ends up deciding to go, I'm going to go kids music. Remember Put Up Your Guns?
I do.
He actually started doing children's pop rap for a hot minute.
Yeah.
And then he decides, okay, well, no, I'm going to become a Rastafarian. I'm going to go to Jamaica. I'm going to hang out with the last surviving member of the Wailers, Bob Marley's Wailers. I'm going to study. I'm going to become a dread. I'm going to hang out with the Rastas for a while and get into the spiritualism of it. And it's like, so you want to do reggae music because of it. And it's like, okay. And he hooks up with Major Lazer, which is huge. on the dance hall scene, Jamaica, and you hooked up with Major Lazer. Good for you. Okay, but then he's done with it, and it's like bang. Now I'm going to do like a total candy pop rap track with fucking what's her name? Not Miley Cyrus, the other Katy Perry. You ever seen that insanity?
Yeah, California Girls.
Yeah, where they're dancing on cotton candy clouds and gummy bears are dancing around them. What the fuck is even happening? What happened to Snoop Lion? I thought you were a fucking dread. And what happened to the children's rap before that about put out your guns? And then releases an album, Never Left. And he's back to being crippin' ass Snoop. Like, dude, you can't make, like, if you're going to do like Madonna does and change your fucking public persona, man, you got to be consistent about it. Like, put the blunt down for a fucking minute, or meth, or whatever it is that makes you make these weird, strange decisions.
According to The Age, which is an Australia website, in 1990, he was convicted of felony drug possession and possession for sale of cocaine and being a member of the Los Angeles Crips.
Yeah, good for him. He also got put up on fucking attempted murder, and he got off of that. He got hooked up on something because he was around somebody at the time. That's what happened with his previous arrest and the attempted murder one. His bodyguard shot someone, and he was within 200 yards of the guy when it happened. So he got charged too. He also got arrested for marijuana, I don't know how many times, and got off on all of those. The guy's a fucking snitch. That's how he keeps getting off.
You leave Snoop alone. He hangs out with Martha Stewart. He gave her an end card. I put the video for Madonna's video in there. It's or link for Madonna's video. It's called "Open Your Heart to Me." It is very disturbing video if you pay attention to it, because she's with this kid and then she starts dancing in entirely inappropriate ways, and a song inappropriate to be singing to a child. Just throwing that out there.
The inappropriate part is that she's not his teacher.
Celebrities can't stop wearing this sexy $99 swimsuit. It's just a regular swimsuit. You know, I saw something earlier. I got to ask you guys: do you prefer women in a bikini or in a one piece?
Depends on their body type.
I'm going with the one piece, and here's why. A lot of women get them, and they're too small, so it jams up into that puss, and it just kind of hangs over just a little bit. There's a little bit of a muff hanging out the side.
The camel toe clinch.
Yeah, kind of like that, and it's awesome. It's beautiful.
The camel toe clinch. That's quite the phrase there, Jack.
Thanks. I'm on fire tonight.
Yeah, I don't know why I brought that up, other than the fact that sometimes I like the sex, y'all. The lip slip, not necessarily full lip. You don't see that. I mean, the puss itself is still covered.
It's more of the mound, being pushed out the sides a little bit. I understand what you're saying. I don't know. It depends on the body type of the chick and how attractive she is to begin with. Because like a smoking hot chick can pull out either look. You know, sometimes it's just some people look better in certain outfits. You know.
I just like the jammed up puss look.
Functional camel toe clinch is also my wrestling finisher.
That depends. Is the one piece on upside down? I would have loved to have seen that. My vagina kept slipping out. Like, do you have pictures?
I'm gonna need some photographic evidence, please.
Were you with us on that one, Polly?
I'm not really so much into the nipple tassels. Sorry, Monkey, what?
Where did that come from?
You watched the video.
The video you sent, Open Your Heart. She got nipple tassels on. I've always found them a little odd, personally, but that's was I with you on which video?
No, not the video. The stream, the podcast, as it were, where we talked about the chick who put on her bathing suit upside down.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was, Man. That was a great fucking story.
She was kind of cute, man. I'd have liked to see that vag. Look, ladies, there aren't too many vages out there I wouldn't like to see. I don't necessarily want to play with them or anything. I just want to see them. I mean, they're beautiful.
Well, so we have a mental catalog, and the more we can add to that catalog, the more we can draw from and compare what is beautiful and what isn't. So we have to see as many as possible.
And indeed, and I'm not asking you to send me pictures, because please don't do that. But if you want to put them on the hashtag, that's not really sending them to me, is it?
Not really. You're more sending them out into the ether.
Hashtag monkey likes puss. Send them to that.
There's gonna be a bunch of cat pictures.
That's all right. I like cats too. Oh man, we were talking about hip hop, and now we're talking about cats and puss. I feel like they go together. I just saw. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't know who half those people are, so I was trying to change the subject.
Let me ask you something, Monkey and Jack and Chat, actually. Was there ever a song that you heard, and you heard the song first a couple of times, you really dug it, and then you watched the video and you thought, what the fuck? This video either does or damn near ruins the song for me because it's so incongruent with the vibes you got off of the song alone. You see what I'm asking?
I know what you're asking, but I grew up in the 80s, so no.
No? Okay.
Yeah. There was a lot of really weird videos in the 80s. We're way desensitized to it.
Like the video for Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah.
Right. I've seen it. Sure. Yeah. The super tight pants where you can see balls on one either side of the seam of the zipper jeans. Yeah.
You're not going to be able to have kids.
Yeah. It's
anything really by the cars.
Oh, yes.
You might think, especially anything but some of the Tom Petty ones, like the weird one with Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what the fuck was that?
I can't think of it off the top of my head because it's fucking 5 a.m. But yeah, there was a Dio one that took place, with this kid getting an elevator to hell. There's a lot of weird shit from the 80s. It just didn't make any sense.
80s videos were awesome and horrible at the same time.
Yeah, but they're memorable.
They are. And for some reason, they even put ugly people in the videos back then.
Yeah, like Phil Collins.
Oh God, I was thinking
now.
The guys from Journey.
Yeah.
If you want to see something funny, go watch the Eye of the Tiger video and look how old is it? The drummer or the keyboard player? I forget which. But one of the great things about videos from the 80s is there's always a keyboard player, and he's always the one rocking out the most. Like, dude, you're on keyboard. Stop it.
Well, he's got to look busy.
Oh man, they're just rocking to it. I'm like, dude, you're playing a piano. Stop it. Ronnie James Dio rules. R.I.P. I never knew who Ronnie James Dio was until South Park.
What?
Until Soundgarden?
South Park.
Oh, Ronnie James Dio was in South Park?
He was featured in the Spelling Bee episode. He came to play their school dance. James Colley, thank you. The biggest of 90s teenage dirtbag by Wheatus until 5 years ago thought it was a lesbian song.
I can see that.
I don't think I've heard it. If I have, I don't know by name.
I didn't know who Dio was until I watched Razor Fist's Metal Mythos series.
God, do you guys live in closet? Oh, you're hip hop fans. That's right.
Well, I like hip hop, but that would have been music my mom considered devil music.
Yeah.
I also listen to a lot of funk, soul, movie scores. My tastes are not one-dimensional.
Funk and music movie scores. Oh wow, there's a naked chick on a
film scores are awesome. They're like classical music, but done cool.
Some of them are awesome. Polly.
Well, yeah. We're talking about the actual score here, not the stupid soundtracks they put together to resell songs that have already been put out on other albums.
So this is Jordan's tweet. It says, so Jack is Asians, Polly is girls on horses, and Ranting Monkey is nice crotch shots. Don't worry, I'm taking notes. And boy, did he. He hit all of them.
Not girls on horses. Exactly.
Well, did you see the horse girl that was posted by Judge Depp? Because that's disturbing.
I'll have to check it out, but this is the one that he sent this is the one Jordan just sent for you, Polly.
Well, see, like I said, not necessarily, because that is a fine piece of photographic work. I have no opposition to this. But what I'm saying is,
hey,
what's the outfit called? Yeah, the riding outfit is sexy. What?
It's called Take It Off. There's too much. No, I agree. It's very alluring.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of, I don't know, something maybe Gestapo-ish.
Now, if this chick was a brunette, this would be like one of the most perfect pictures ever.
Yeah, she's pretty cute. She's got a nice thigh gap going.
Yeah, and look at that mound, man. Whew.
Yeah.
Whew. You know what that is? That's not hair there, y'all. That's her genitals. They're poofy. They're ready for love.
She's pretty hot for a fat chick.
For a fat chick, fuck you. Chick ain't fat. What were we looking at? Jordan, not Jordan. Who did you say? Send us one. The weird, disturbing picture.
I've already clicked off of it. It was like
we have best memories here from all of that.
Judge Death.
Judge Death. Oh wow! What in the actual fuck
is that the name of
that?
the song? Judge Death.
Well,
all right.
It's a comic book reference from.
Here you go.
I'm just trying to keep up.
There's a horse girl for you, Polly.
Yeah, that's exactly the outfit I was referring to. Fucking nailed it.
Well, it's got the petticoat. You like ancient stuff.
Oh
no,
man.
the knee-high boots and the tan pants and the little riding coat that buttons with the you know what I'm talking about. I know, come on.
I know exactly what you're talking about, but I dated a chick that was an equestrian for a little while, and yeah, I know the outfit you're talking about. It is a very sexy outfit.
Very sexy. Ass crack team, get us a sexy chick wearing the riding outfit. You know the one, the black hat, what is it, a red coat?
No, I've always seen him as like black velvet.
Yeah, it depends on what event they're at as to the color of the coat they have.
Okay.
Correctly.
Yeah. You know what we're talking about, the tight little pants, boots. Yeah.
Hell
you know
yeah.
what I mean. Ass crack, get on that. We need to see some.
It's like what's the James Bond film where they go to the that's a View to a Kill with Zoran, where they go to the horse races. There's all these sexy women walking around in their tight tan pants.
Talk. I'm looking up oh dude, there we go.
Ebony Williams asked, Polly, what are your thoughts on war reenactments? I wish I had the kind of dedication to, well, anything that reenactors have to their reenactments. I mean,
indeed.
The details that they go to on their uniforms and shit. Remember when I asked you guys, like, what would you like to, if you could cosplay as something or Halloween or whatever the fuck, what would it be?
Yeah.
And we all kind of said the things. Like, yeah, I'd like to go. I said Spider-Man Noir because it was pretty, like, on a practicality level, it'd be pretty easy to put the costume together. I'd love to go as a Revolutionary War general, but I looked up how much like the riding coats and the hats, the tricorner hats of a commanding officer cost. Like, dude, they drop money into it too. It's not just I'd like to go see war reenactments of some actual battles that I'm interested in, to kind of see this is what it looked like. Not what it felt like, but what it looked like, if you know what I mean. That'd be interesting, I think. I've never watched one.
Yeah, that's not a hobby. That's a passion, man. You pour a lot of money into that shit.
I mean, how awesome is it when they make small. Sorry, Monkey?
I'm looking for these riding pictures, and they're all too small.
That's like when they go to make a film like Gettysburg or whatever. It's like, why go to the wardrobe people? Just go hire the reenactors. They're excited to be involved, and their shit is period perfect. It's
yeah, but then you decide to have you change something for the story, and they're like, no, motherfucker, that's not how that happened. We were there.
He had 3 curls, not 4. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, they're dedicated, man. They take their history serious.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Man, yeah, these are all too small. I was going to help you out, Polly, and show the outfits, but all the pictures that come up, they're really, really tiny. Monty Python's battle reenactment sketch was the best. Fair enough.
Never seen it. I'm wondering that I could see that being pretty funny. I remember when they did the soccer game between the philosophers. It was just yeah, Monty Python. Those guys are on some other shit.
They're great, man. What's his name? John Cleese has been losing his shit on Twitter lately.
Over.
Mostly lately about Trump coming over there, and there was that notes released from that ambassador, and he was very derogatory towards Trump, and everybody's like, "Ooh, that's not a good look." And Cleese is like, "No, it's fine." And he was also, what was the other one he was bitching about? I don't know. He just really, really, really hates Trump, and hasn't shut up about it for like 4 days. Oh, well, yeah, you can kind of see it there. That's got the breechies and the boots. We'll look at that one. This is from from the Ass Crack team. There you go. That's a big ass horse, man.
Well, she's probably like 5'4".
Even if she's 5'4", that's a big ass horse.
Oh, horses aren't small.
That's a horse that's been near some what was that guy carrying? Holy shit, is that chick on a Clydesdale?
You know, I looked up riding outfit sexy on on DuckDuckGo image search, but I forgot to turn the image search off. I got a whole bunch of pictures, porn pictures of girls riding guys. I really should have seen that.
Look at this beautiful fucking horse this chick's on. And she's cute too, but look at that fucking horse, man. I want that just to scare the neighbors. That thing looks like it's bringing the 4 horsemen with it.
Right?
Oh, here's a picture of Jason in a hockey mask sticking a fist up Little Riding Hood's ass. That's great. That's fucking great.
Here's that outfit you were looking for, Polly.
My God.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, see, that's a riding outfit.
Holy crap. By the way, guys, that's just how she was riding. That was a completely off-the-cuff picture. This was not posed at all.
Yeah, someone just snapped a picture. She didn't even know there was a camera anywhere near.
Look how white that bitch is.
Yeah.
God damn, that's an alabaster bitch. Yes, we've come to the part of the show where we're what's the word? Objectifying chicks.
We're fallen into rank depravity, I think is the phrase you're looking for.
You know what? That's okay too. I think once we show the woman dressed as a horse, wow, Becca's on it. Becca has joined the Ass Crack team. Check that out.
Oh yeah, hell yeah!
Oh,
wow,
very nice.
That is very nice. You know what? That's another reason I like these pants is because they make everybody have an ass. Foof. Yeah, I'm gonna get some of those for Lady Monkey. Yeah, I'm not putting these on. I'm like, put them on, bitch.
Yeah, is Lady Monkey opposed to cosplay?
I don't know, because she knows that I'm not really into it. I'm firmly against that stuff. Look, if she wanted to run around the house dressed like that, I'd be like, cool. But when it comes time to sexy time, like, take it all off now. I don't want buttons. I don't want zippers. I don't want to have to lift anything. Just get naked and let me play.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember your anger at lingerie.
Yes, because it gets in the damn way. I don't need it. It's fine to look at.
Jordan posted a picture and says the outfit's called Jodhpurs, Jodhpurs.
Why does it have a name?
Because it's girl stuff. They always have names for everything.
Yes, there we go. See, guys, and this is educational, guys. We're teaching you about equestrian shit. See, this is look. See, she was just sitting there. She was just sitting there minding her business, waiting to ride.
That's how women sit all the time.
Yeah.
I've studied a lot of photo documentary things called Playboy.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
Back in the 70s and 80s, all women sat like this. It was just normal, everyday thing.
That chick is not attractive. You ugly. You need a mask.
Damn monkey.
What? That bitch ugly.
You ugly.
That bitch ugly. I didn't do it.
Just said that he would bang Lena Dunham.
But look, I'm not saying I wouldn't put my dick in her, but look at her face, man. That's ugly. She lip pumper upper things. Don't do that, ladies. It looks ridiculous. You know what it does? It gives you dick sucker lips. And not just the fact that it makes it look like you've been sucking dicks because your lip is all puffed up, but also makes a red line around it like you've been sucking dick. You know what you could do? A lot easier. Just go suck a dick. You make yourself happy. You make somebody else happy. Plus, if you do it right, protein.
Oh, there. I put my first submittance to the hashtag monkey in the morning hashtag.
Oh, there we go. Oh, you had one of the ones he had. Oh, you got a redhead here. Nice. We're gonna check this out. This is Polly's. This is Polly's objectification. Oh shit, it's doing that stupid stuff. Stop it, Chrome. Let's try that again. Fucking Chrome. There we go. Got a nice little redhead here. She's got a long body. She's got a body like mine. We would match up, baby.
It's a mask.
Those pants seem to do a lot. I don't know what it is with them pants, man. There's something about them.
They're tight. They're tight, and They should have camel toe. Oh, that is nice. That is a nice look.
Nice. That chick looks like she just got done with Clockwork Orange. But
yeah, I love her in that little bowler hat with the riding crop and the gloves. I mean, you know, hello. I remember saying,
I said to my ex-girlfriend one time. Stuff. Go ahead.
I said to my ex-girlfriend one time, and I don't even remember what it is I asked her to wear. Nothing weird. I didn't say come in with, you know, a clown outfit on or whatever. Like I said, it was so simple that I don't even remember what it is. And she got like right ornery and offended over the whole thing. She said, "I'm not your fucking whore," you know. I was.
What good are you? Get out.
Well, no, I just took that as a little weird. It was like just the intensity of her reaction that I suggested that she wears something other than nothing or her regular clothes. It was just, I mean, it was for fun. And I didn't ask her to get tied up or anything and bound and gagged like this fucking picture.
Look, she was just sitting like that and somebody came along and took the pictures.
She was sitting like that in Jack's basement. And
call the cops, but that's kind of hot. No, I had a girl one time tell me I'm not a whore, and I put $20 on the nightstand and was like, well, there you go.
I hate that fucking click Monkey does. What click? What click do I do? Somebody help me out there. I want to do it more to annoy BG.
You know who this girl looks like sitting on the hay here with the riding outfit? What was the girl that was in that totally failed Witchblade series? Jack.
Okay, I don't know her name.
Well, you tend to. Well, man, if I need obscure references, I go right to you. I wonder why.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying.
Yancey Butler was her name.
Oh yeah, she was in that. Oh.
Yeah, she was. I only know it because I downloaded it from perfectly legitimate sources. I wasn't aware that there even was a series.
Only seen like half of one episode of that show.
Now, see, this chick is absolutely not ugly. See. She shouldn't have to wear a face mask. That other bitch should. Anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt that.
She should do some squats. Look at those.
I'm just saying this one woman that Manic that Manic sent that she looks amazingly like Yancey Butler.
That bitch looked like she's been forced to do things she didn't want to. Look at her face. That's tired and worn out, and it's a little shiny.
That's the look they give you when you ask them for butt stuff the first time. They're like, are you serious? Oh my God, I can't believe you said that.
Becca.
Ebony Williams says, a nice toned man in a waistcoat and a bowler hat. Smiley face squirt. Wow, Ebony. Jeez.
Squirt?
Well, there's a little gushy gush sign beside there. I can only guess what that she meant by that. I'm assuming it meant gush.
Are you sure she's not drooling? That's like, I don't know. Like maybe,
or it could be crying. I don't know.
Look at this one Becca sent in, man.
Yeah,
I'm not even into the leather thing, and damn.
Yeah, it may be a little sweaty down there, but that's just more lubricant.
That's natural fermentation.
Yeah, that girl's hot.
Whew. We've objectified, and I think we'll end on this one. This one's for the ladies from care of James.
What the hell?
There you go. All right, guys. I think we're gonna wrap it up there. Fuck. How long did we objectify women? That wasn't that long. That was like what, 15 minutes?
About an hour, yeah, our usual time.
Yeah. Chat, guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us as you do every morning. It is an honor to entertain you, or at least try to. These guys did a much better job of it today than I did, and I do want to thank you too for stepping in there when I just couldn't, because I was done.
Nah,
you sound pretty rough.
Oh, I was. I'm better. Chat, thank you for the donations. I can't tell you how much I appreciate your generosity, making your money my money. I appreciate it. You're good bosses. You're good bosses. Polly, anything you want to pimp out today?
Well, I will just put my link in chat, although Stargazer has been generously putting it in there throughout the stream. Yeah, come on by. We're Jack and Quizzer and myself do Comic Book Curation Live, a video podcast, swindle free every Wednesday at sometime after 10 p.m. Eastern. There's a whole bunch of them there, as well as our reviews and other jazz like that. So yeah, check it out.
I got distracted.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. There's some nice additions there.
Jack, anything you'd like to pimp out?
My links are all in the description, and as always, thanks so much for the donations, you guys. It really helps out, and thanks to Stargazer for putting our links in.
Yes, thank you, Stargazer. And before her, Polly, or not Polly, sorry, Polly, Prospero was doing it for us. And thank you, ladies, for being on that. And Nuts, thank you. She does it every night, whether she's here or not. Oh, you know what I meant.
We were gonna let it slide. It's fine.
Tonight is Saturday, so we're gonna be on my channel 9 p.m. Eastern time, and I'm going to be sore as fuck, so bear with me. And then after that, we'll be over on 2 Cents Plus playing 7 Days to Die. Come check it out. It's always a good time. I decorated. Excuse me. I decorated our base last night, so come see how pretty I made it. Polly, Jack, thank you for joining me and carrying the show. Chat, thanks for joining us. Everybody, have a wonderful Saturday, and we will see you next time.
Have a good day, everyone.